MSc, PhD, they're so big fool. The one they will look at this country, so big fool. And then same one they spoil this country, so big fool. Big English, big jargon, so big fool. See them in our parliament, so big fool. See them in our law court, so big fool. See them full of now in state house, so big fool. See them chairman, director, so big fool. Party supporters, so big fool. We party supporters, so big fool. We safe way they so far, so big fool. Yes, they want ya say now they want them, they want this in now they want ya. Now this with the pan, so draw. Politics don't mess with progress as a people. Politics don't put wedge together to the things we hold us together. Hey, salute, see how we done deeply divided along politics and party line. Oh. So pull the tribal lens, come out, put the regional lens, come out, pull party lens, come out, and when national lens, so for let you see waiting at the talk. So big fool, so big fool, and so big fool. This nation no longer act together as one. We common interest don't talk about and cronies of corruption. Every day we holla corruption. We then catch the poor teachers, they put them a cutting fee. We then catch that poor boy, then put on a Pademba road. For the one waiting 100, then say bring 20. 80 left now you hand. We make 'em papi show. Salon, so big fool. So big fool. Who is fooling who? So big fool. Now who are the fool who are? So big fool. The thing way piss me off, but all the wahala way with the face. Na salon. So grumble, so hardship, economic downtrodden, unemployment look and park, subhuman bondage, yeah. And not until they begin, no, don't get me wrong. You get what I say? Not until they begin, no, don't get me wrong, because this country, if you talk through, then go give and color, Jesus, then go put me outside and not be longer. So big fool. Lose your face. So big fool. You see, the two are the two, I make you tight your face. Look that one, then I mean the gumbo pan big fool. So big fool. We wait and thief, we wait and rob. All the money wait and thief, then put na overseas account for the open factory na this nation for his employment. For the open factory na this nation for help the youth, for give innovative ideas, for bring creative knowledge. For see waiting the left give we Kush. Big fool. And the thing we painful from all this, my brother. Hey, salute. Now we wait they suffer, now we they protect them. We then cage thief man them na this country. Hey, now we sympathy supporters, they come up for protect them. We they change the narrative, we take and make tribal business, we change the narrative. We take and make regional politics, we change the narrative. We turn on party politics, so forget for no say you picking them future today. Now you compromise. And you forget for no say we tomorrow bamba. Now we compromise. Then wealth and them picking them they overseas. Why make them wires so go lead we? They not able build better hospital for we. They not able build better universities. They not able build better factories. So we young one then don't collect, then go get work for do. We not go get brain drain. We know they get brain drain. See we young doctors. Now them back na Ghana so. See we young doctors. Now then they oversee. See we young teachers. Now then so they Gambia. See we young brain them. Now then so they now the diaspora. Wait tempuron. See how we sister then they suffer na Lebanon. See how we brother then they suffer na Libya. Some man die na sea. Which kind leader the way we get? But now we same one where they support them. Now we they jump that street. Where we meet party supporters. Now we defend we self. Good neighbor see. They know they talk. Good pambo see. They know they talk. Hey, salute. So big fool. So big fool. See ya, hey, so big fool. Look with him wig and lipstick. See him with him coat and ties. See belle. So big fool. Ah, so big fool. This country is so big fool. All these six party supporters are so big fool. Excuse me, big fool.
Fambolemo na Kush and no na adu. We are don't come back today for come talk about things where they happen. Now we on sweet yards alone. Now we on. Whoa. We left for do them bad things then. We they feel a most alone. Now we on. Whoa. We are. And if we hurt you, we sorry. We no mean bad, oh, we just want for make we had go before. If we hurt you, we sorry. We no mean bad, oh, we just want for make we had go before. Fumble, Kushe, and Cabo, how they go. Hope say you they try for do. Okay, well, we not say boku things then like they happen inside the country every other day. Well, today this morning inside the Congress, we blunt discourse, but we just decide for take one green issue inside the Congress program, and that now Kush. As Parliament say, then they wage war against the one them where now they deal at them for this Kush. Well, just this afternoon, Parliament don't meet with the Inspector General of Police and other stakeholders them. Well, Inspector General of Police don't explain how Kush take inside the country. Who that's the responsible for them Kush? Saluda drama. Who that's responsible for the Kush? Who that responsible for the Kush and other things them where them talk? Well, I think say it could be day of interest. That is why today, true. We forbidden kekwe. You know what I mean when I say kekwe? You wanna be bad boy, bad girl at school. Kekwe. Now we be there kekwe. All the know the kekwe na it's not there. So one kekwe, but we feel say important for we know what in Parliament and the Inspector General of Police say. I let you know say this country is deep. At the ball, they play inside the ball. So what we do this net? we can bring this discussion to you. Where Parliament do with stakeholders them, it's very important. Please not ignore and please not go away. If it's possible, if find something that we can tell you, say listen to them, let we able for make sense out of waiting in the talk. Pick the sense out of the nonsense. And then you go able for know exactly who side will they go in this fight against Kush, or who side we actually they go in the establishment of the Kush cartel inside the country. So we're not the waste time more. Now this bring Mikaya so this net. We're not the waste any more time. Let me go quick one and listen. Quick one, how we been talek na parliament this afternoon. It left to you for talk. Well, let me listen to the rest of the conversation, and after that, we go open phone line. Let me say Yeri. At least when Parliament don't get discussion, let we say get discussion on top Parliament the aid. Let we say know or think and talk about what in una self think about this so-called Kush inside the country. We'll come back after the whole conversation.
Maybe I love it. Thank you. We need to take a position of most of our invitees. Thank you very much. Honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to Parliament. We have called this meeting as a result.
When I know what you, it starts this kind of way, but it clear as time.
Last week, to be precise, on Thursday, Thursday plenary, a lot of concerns were raised by members of Parliament concerning the intake of harmful drugs, to be precise, Kush.
So please, as soon as you come, don't forget for like and share, so other person will benefit from this conversation. And maybe today we could give as we promised yesterday, the two people them, we supposed to forget, then couple them for last week.
There was a motion moved by me and seconded, and the decision was carried that we invite principal players around drugs, dealing with the law, the National Revenue Authority, the Ministry of Social Welfare Pharmacy Board, NBL, the Chief Medical Officer, the Inspector General of Police, to come and explain to us what is happening. Because today, when you go to our villages, when you go to our communities, we now have people abusing drugs. And as representatives of the people, whatever that is of public interest is of interest to this parliament. As lawmakers, we want to know, it's not just asking questions and explaining. We also want to know what's the way forward. If the laws are not enough, if the laws are not adequate, you cannot really come to us as lawmakers to see how best you can strengthen the laws. We are prepared. Some quarters says we approach His Excellency the President, or we use the Constitution and the standing orders to declare a public state of emergency on drugs. We haven't reached that position. We have decided to call the stakeholders, the law enforcement agents, because whatever we are doing, whatever effort we do, it is a law enforcement agency that will have to take the lead. We need huge and massive support from the police, the ONFs, and the other law enforcement agencies. Of course, we have decided to call the key, the Director General of the Sierra Leone Port and Harbour, to also come and explain his own part, because it is rumored that has not been verified by us that most of the harmful drugs passes through our key and other porous borders. We have decided to call the National Revenue Authority because they are not just tax collectors. They collect tax based on the document presented to them on what is brought into the country. We want to know how these harmful drugs come into the country and how NRA collectors on those drugs, if for any reason they are passing through our legal borders. We want to know. They'll have to explain to us. If they are not passing through our borders, through our key ports, we also want to know. We'll also sit as a family to know how these drugs are being brought into Sierra Leone. Today we are extremely very embarrassed as a parliament and as a government because these drugs are taken to other countries in the sub-region. and it is rumored, that strongly rumored, that Sierra Leone is a hub. And what we don't want to be labeled as the hub for drugs in the sub-region or Africa as a whole. So as representatives of the people, we have decided to call on you to give us an insight. A lot of allegations have been levied on the police. A lot of allegations. Today we have the Inspector General of Police who will make a commitment, will make statements that make a commitment to us as a state in making sure we reduce the intake of these harmful drugs. Of course, we have the CEO of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. They also approved by this parliament. They also have to explain to us, is answerable to us as a government and as a parliament. They also explain to us how far he has gone with the education and with the reduction of these harmful drugs. And the most disheartening thing is we now have teenagers taking these drugs. And if you go to every community, you will see children, youths involved in drugs. We want to know who are the people importing these drugs. Because if they are not imported, we don't believe they will be retailed. But let us see if they are imported. We also want to know who are the retailers of these drugs. Because if we begin to handle the retailers, the intakers, and the importers, I think we will be able to reduce the intake of these harmful drugs. We have seen on social media, we have police officers, military officers, intoxicated with drugs. So, ladies and gentlemen, honorable members, this is extremely very serious. We are under pressure as a government. We have a social contract between ourselves as a government and the people of Sierra Leone, not just to govern them, but to protect them. So if we have this level of drugs intake in Sierra Leone, it's worried. It is extremely worried. And the representatives of the people are concerned. We are very, very concerned. We have called you, we are live. The whole world is watching. The entire Sierra Leone is watching. This program is live. We want to hear from you. We want to hear the suggestions you give us. We want to know the way forward, because we cannot continue like that. We cannot degenerate these states into drug states. We cannot. If the laws are not enough, we are willing and ready, prepared to do new laws that will help the law enforcement agencies, the stakeholders that will be dealing with this, so that we reduce the intake. If we are not able to eradicate it in the entirety, we should be able to reduce it to the lowest here. So we want to welcome you. Like we are full force, the members of parliament are fully represented. This is a cross-party decision. It is not the SLPP, not the APC. We are a government as we are seated here. We are extremely. I notice we have a lot of civil society people have interest in this discussion. The media has covered fully. We are interested. That's why we have decided to call you. Thank you very much. We hope to have frank deliberations, sincere one, and whatever we do today, at the end of the day, we expect today will be the beginning of the serious fights against drug abuse in Sierra Leone. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Distinguished visitors, like the leader was saying, it is extremely embarrassing to the state. And I want to believe all of us should do something to eradicate this too much intake of drugs. Because we are all affected in one way or the other. If it's not your child, it will be your nephew, it will be your niece, it will be your brother. So what we are saying, we are not accusing anybody as of now, even though there are some evidences pointing fingers at people. But let us stop the blame game and come and see that as a family, as a state, to see how we can salvage this country. It is not the picture that is going out there is that the other West African countries are using Sierra Leone as a hub to transport those drugs. I wonder, Mr. Chairman, if the judiciary is here. Because even if the police stop the CEO for anti-drug stop, those people are arrested and charged to court. It is also the responsibility of the judiciary to make sure that those that have been charged to court for drugs and other harmful substances are being detained and being given the right sentence. So I wonder why the judiciary is not here. He also has a role to play. The police can charge, only go to court, they free them. And the same criminals come back and do the same thing. So I was thinking that the judiciary should be here. Let us all find a way forward to this menace in this country. I think, Mr. Chairman, that was my concern.
Thank you very much. The judiciary will be the next meeting point. We first of all want to hear from the operational people. We first of all want to have a first-hand information. And if the allegations lead to the judiciary, we'll also summon them to have a word with them as a parliament. So for now, for instance, we will call on the chairman, the CEO of NDLA, to give us a status report, because you are the one responsible for.
Yes, I've watched.
No, he will speak from this. No, he will speak from his seat. So give us the up-to-date status. Give us an updated status on drugs. The harmful drugs, I think.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. My name is Andrew Jaya Kaikai. I'm the Executive Director of the National Drug and Law Enforcement Agency of the Republic of Sierra Leone. As a start, I will just go over the agency's responsibility. Then I will end with the challenges the agency is facing as we fight to combat drugs, particularly Kush. Number one, the agency worked with the Ministry of Internal Affairs and the Office of Attorney General for passing into law the National Drug Control, Arrest and Seizure Regulations in 2021. The statutory instrument of the National Drugs Control, Arrest and Seizure Regulations was approved by Parliament in 2021. In 2003, the Cabinet approved the agency's strategic master plan for 2023 to 2028 to address drug situations in this country. And this is the strategic master plan that was approved by Cabinet. In this master plan, everything needed or actions to be taken to combat drugs, whether it be Kush or all the other drugs within the country, that plan is here. Nothing missing, nothing absent. The agency, in partnership with the Ministry of Social Welfare, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Information and Civic Education, and Ministry of Youth Affairs, launched the first government rehabilitation center at the Peacekeeping Training Mission Center, Hastings. Presently, there are 39 persons who use drugs at that rehabilitation center. 26 females, 26 male, 13 female, and 3 female were referred to the Sierra Leone Psychiatric Teaching Hospital. The agency is working with other partners, the Sierra Leone Police, Sierra Leone Alcohol Policy Alliance, and the Ministry of Health to develop a response on addressing drugs, the dangers of drug control, the dangers of drug. I was approved in this very parliament as head of the agency on the 24th of October 2023. Since that time, we have engaged schools, but particularly when it comes to drug sensitization, awareness raising, education, which you alluded to earlier. We have engaged Brookfield's Car Wash, back of the prison quarters, Kaltin Keru community, Kintom Bridge, Bome Dump Site, both in Kintom and around Upgon, Crabtown Lumley, Mode and New Road Junction along the Hillside Bypass Road, Krube, Calabar Town Community, Magazine Court, Kisi, Lumley Community, Aberdeen Community, and Texaco communities. As head of the agency, I have served this country from my youth, starting with the military. Then studied law, came back to Sierra Leone. I was the head of immigration, this country's immigration, for the last 5 years, till October, when I took over this agency. And I must make it very, very clear that all the work I've done in my life, I have never in my life been more passionate about work like this drug issue, particularly this Kush menace that the country as a whole is facing. This is one job, whether I get paid or not, I'll do it for the rest of my life. And I'm very, very happy for Parliament to summon all of us today. This is the way forward. Because the drug abuse, especially Kush, it has nothing to do with politics, APC or SNDP. It is about the survival of Sierra Leone as a nation. It's about the future of Sierra Leone as a nation. Currently, President's #1 pillar agenda, is fix Sierra Leone. And I'm worried, as many of us are in this room, who is going to fix Sierra Leone? If every party in this country, every village, every town is being ravaged by Kush, as we are sitting in this room right now, I can guarantee this room that if you go all across this country right now, you will find thousands of our children, be it Freetown or the least village in this country, they are nothing. So who is going to fix Sierra Leone if we don't act now? Since I took over the agency in October, as I said earlier, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency for the whole country has only 12 permanent staff. 12. When I took over, seeing the gravity of the situation, we immediately embarked on community sensitization, very, very heavy. But up to date, as I said in October, around the TV, radio stations, everywhere I've gone, the agency does not even have a bicycle. We don't. Even electricity. Thursday, before I left the office, out of my own pocket, I paid 1 million just for us to have light in that office. So it is something I'm very, very passionate about. And I'm ready for this fight. Night, day, I'm a former military man. I'm ready for the fight. All I'm asking for, let the requisite support be given to us. Then as head of the agency, if I don't fight, kick me out of the office. But I'm ready to fight, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abuja. We will listen to the Ministry of Social Welfare because this is within your purview as a ministry. Honorable Minister, we please take note of follow-up questions, please.
Permission to start. Honorable members, colleagues, civil society, bring you greetings from my minister, who is currently not here, so I'm stepping on her shoes to also talk to you about this menace in our society. I would like to take more a social approach to this, what we are currently facing, and the impact this has on our society. The everyday reality of a mother and a father, an uncle, a friend on the street. And I'll start by saying, on Friday, a child that is so close to my heart, a family member, was brought to the Ministry of Social Welfare. He was given a 10,000 leones to go and get food. My social workers, for one reason or the other, did not supervise that child going round the corner just to buy cake or bread. Unfortunately, he came back to the office pushed. And what I did was to ask him, put your hands up, and when they searched the pocket, what they saw was a wrap of Kush that he actually bought 5 leones. Imagine this was your child. As we speak, the ministry, together with other line ministry, are currently working to support the work of other agencies, NDLE and others, through what we call the interministerial approach and the multi-sectoral approach that was directly set by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. That work has been going on. As we speak, we are now at social welfare because of the social impact. We are actually working with NDLE and others to start collecting young people from the streets, pre-assessing them and putting them on a waiting list to enter a rehabilitation center. In my own space, as a professional in that area, Sierra Leone is the first country that I call my own country, that has never ever put a brick down for a rehabilitation center. Thank you, Mr. President, and all the colleagues here. Today, we can be proud that we have a rehabilitation center that is housing some of the young people. But it is limited in space, and we are also limited in terms of resources, human resources, resource capacity, as well as resources to be able to augment the work in that center. The Ministry of Health, NDLA, the Ministry of Youth, and of course the Ministry of Social Welfare, we are very ardently working to make sure that we work. But unfortunately, we can only host about 50 for now. If you check the records of the Ministry of Social Welfare, we currently have over 300 young people brought to the ministry by their parents who are on the waiting list. And this is just eyes. A tip back is just a tip. When you walk around this country, you drive around this country, the sort of impact we are seeing when you go to McKinney at the NP, you see young people sleeping. And you cannot count them in 10s, you count them in 20s. You go to Kono, it's the same thing. Just yesterday, we intercepted about 40 young people as you are entering to Blama, small boat, just by the bridge, all congregating in a bush, saying that they were socializing. Only to my surprise, about 50% of them were sleeping. And this might sound trivial, but it should really support and perhaps appeal to our own moral judgment that in Sierra Leone, we are losing the priceless resource of this country, as young people. We have parents, we have professionals that are calling the lines of NDLEA, the Ministry of Social Welfare. What is it that you can do for us? Unfortunately, we cannot do everything. But working with our colleagues, honorable members, again yesterday in Bo, thanks to the IG, your inspector or the AIG there, AIG Kane, yesterday again intercepted a large amount of Kush. And that was a major issue. They are working their ways out. But what do? We take them to the rehabilitation center. We have things that we know we want to do, but we are restricted to do it, we are constrained. The key thing for us as professionals now working together, how are we going to reintegrate them? What is it that we will do? Do we have the skills to be able to reintegrate? Do we have the resources? We have the political will. We have people who are passionate about it. But the problem is, where do we take them after they have been rehabilitated? And as I talk, Sierra Leone does not rest in the western rural or western urban. We need more centers like this. We need nurses. We need mental health nurses. We need therapists. We need social workers. We need doctors. We need psychologists. Just the first center that we have launched here, we've worked. I want to leave that to the Ministry of Health to be able to give us the story that you really need to hear. It's better you hear it from the professionals. But the constraint is something that we have to look very, very, very clear. But what we really want are three key areas, honorable members. The first thing is to have a very clear political direction from this house. The second is the resource. And then the third that we really want is for all of us to work to make sure that whatever gains that we have in terms of Freetown, that should not only remain in Freetown, but to join hands together in order for us to roll it out. So we currently have 39, as you have heard. We've lost we started with 50, but at least we know about 83-84% we've been successful so far. And we are hoping the next couple of weeks we'll still be able to maintain that, and we'll be able to we have detoxed them. They are currently going through the rehabilitation, and of course we move on to the reintegration. If that happens, then that means we are really on the right trajectory. But even in Freetown, we don't have the right place to put them. Where they are now, as a military base, it is quite porous. We don't have the right environment to be able to give them the actual rehabilitation that they need, because most of them are young people. They need to stay there, they need to be active, they need to be fed. We need to give them the therapies that we know that can take them from A to the next level. And that is what we're here for. That will be our own recommendation. On behalf of my minister, I would like to say a very big thank you, because a meeting like this is absolutely necessary for us to clean Sierra Leone of this place. I thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Minister of Social Welfare. We'll now listen to the CMO, the Chief Medical Officer, to give us the...
Thank you very much, honorable members, for inviting the Ministry of Health. I was invited, but permit me, I took upon myself to comment relevant people that have been that have assigned with different MDAs to work around from mental health to drugs and other things. From our ministry side, we have also been collecting data. And what we are talking about is actually existential for Sierra Leone. Collectively, we have to work around it. When we get all these things normally, any drug that comes to us, we normally let the pharmacy board do an analysis.
Right.
Okay. From the analysis we've realized that the thing Kush has a variety of substances in it. Some are animal based and some are from other sources. The major one is what we call the marshmallow as a raw material. Marshmallow. It may come in leaves or it comes as a packet or a powder. In that one, when we did the analysis, it has a lot of things. It has the diazepam, Valium. In it even has signophylline. It has even anti-malaria drugs. It has formaldehyde or acetone. These are all very, very hazardous and they are in very high concentrations.
Is it allowed to be used? Is it prescriptive?
Not for that purpose.
Now I'm asking about the marshmallow. Is it prescriptive?
No. It's a narcotic and it's not prescribed in here. As it is now, we are seeing variety of symptoms and everybody comes with different presentations. Being, let me call it a syndrome, even our medical practitioners are really under studying them. So we need to know because they come with different presentations. Some come up with cardiac issues, some kidney issues, some limb issues, some even come with multiple organ failure. And normally because it works and disturbs the psyche as a narcotic, since 2020, we have been gathering data from the Kisi Psychiatric Hospital. It will interest you to know that the number of cases have been increasing, not only for Kush, but for the tramadol or all the other substances. For 2020, we just in that hospital we got 220 people, 819 in 2021, and the 1,759 in 2022.
2020, 220.
So 222 in 2020. In 2021, we had 819. So it's increasing. No, not just for Kush, it's for all of them. I will come and give you the details. In 2022, 1,759. This is just for one hospital. It's not talking about every, but this can give you an indication of what we are dealing with. In 2023, we saw 2,955. So it is increasing. I will now give you a breakdown of what we are saying. Of the major ones, we see cannabis, tramadol, and then the others which we normally refer to as Kush. So cannabis, I will maintain the 2023 now. We saw only of the 2,000 plus, we saw 127. Tramadol was 701, but then what we call Kush was 1,865. We are seeing the majority of them are between the ages of 20 and 24 years. 20 to 24 years, 25 to 29, and then 30 to 34. So in essence, 20 to 34 is actually holding more than 75% of the people. And that is the strength of a country. So that's why I use the word, it is existential for the nation. We have been working with other people, as the CEO said, as social welfare said, we've opened the center. Of course, because it's new and the presentations are different and fairly new, we also have to orient the medical staff in even dealing with them, to even understand what it is as it is new. These are all challenges. So I will say maybe even the health sector may not be 100% be strong to handle it in totality, but we'll gain experience as we go. We saw it when at that center, at a point when the rehabilitation was going on. After a few days, because the withdrawal syndrome is very, very challenging at times. When you rehabilitate them and they are moving away, at times when the withdrawal syndrome comes, some are very violent and agitating. And some may be depressed totally, some come in different forms. So we have to learn from that as we go. The challenges may be multifaceted, as I said, manpower. And then even the areas where to keep them. So we are thinking that maybe the place will open down there at the military base, maybe will be a step down or a holding center. And then if they get worse, we'll transfer them to the mental hospital. And over there, we are also almost completing the rehabilitation center there. But it's not yet done. And that is something we need to finalize as early as possible. And for those who will really handle and manage and minimize the effect, they will drop them down there as a step down before they go into the community. They rehabilitate them there. So if there are questions specific to those areas, I have teams here that are experts that will answer. And then I stop here so far. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Diego. You have given us an insight of what is really happening and what the future holds for us. Pharmacy, but do you have anything to add, or you are okay with the presentation?
It's all right. You have said it all.
Pharmacy, God, you know, we are created by this parliament to verify all substances that comes to sell, especially drugs, and even give licenses for people that will sell, that will retail drugs. Do you have representatives at the key?
Yeah, we do have. We do have somebody at the key.
We also have a representative at Leone International Airport.
So do you want to tell us anything that we need to know as a country?
As a regulatory agency set by an act of parliament, we regulate what is really therapeutics. So drugs that are meant for cure of any disease condition are those that we regulate. So we give license for the importation. We also give license
for those who manufacture, to bring them to the country, importation and distribution, and use of those products. So virtually, what we normally do, whatever is supposed to come into this country that is therapeutics, applications are being made to us. We give permit for those that don't come to us. Then when they reach at the key, we also give a permit to refer to as trial permit. There's somebody at the key, there's also somebody at the that looks at virtually everything before they are released. But if they are made available, definitely those are the times we can give permit. If they don't report to us, then because a lot of the area issue that sometimes needs to be a collaboration between all of us.
Have you been collaborating?
Yeah, we do.
Because you know, tramadol is a dispensable drug.
Yeah.
And it is being abused.
When we realized sector was so corrupt, we even met the city recently. We had a discussion that indeed whatever comes in that is therapeutic we need to be informed. So that guys will go in there and do the necessary thing that they are supposed to do. We have agreed on that, and she has given her word that way forward. Everything that comes in that is therapeutic will be called upon.
So before now, you've not been collaborating.
Well, we are whichever you look at it, whenever somebody comes in, as she came in, we had to meet her. Every the previous one that was there, we met him as well and had a discussion over this issue.
Thank you. Honorable members, we have listened. It is strongly rumored that these drugs pass through our key. It is strongly rumored. We want to listen to the Director General of the Sierra Leone Port and Harbour to give us an insight. And what you are the landlord. You are the landlord for all agencies within the key. You want to tell us what is happening at your key?
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, and then good morning to all honorable members. I am Yanko Asker, the Director General of the Sierra Leone Port and Harbour Authority. I'll start by explaining our functions at the port as the landlord. Since 1964, when we established the port was acting as service port. That means we were doing everything. But we changed our act in 2015. Basically, we were doing the role as service port, but we were actually doing the role as landlord port, but our act was not telling the truth. So basically, we had to change our act quite recently, and now our act speaks to what we do. So, in that light, we have various operators at the port, starting from Pharmacy Board, Police, CCOM, and the likes. I will not go through the successes that we have made so far. This is not the first time that we have been engaged by extra people coming to the port asking regarding that we are having Class A goods passing through the port. We will not say no, and then we cannot answer.
Sorry, which one is the Class A goods? Is it the drugs?
Class A goods start from harmful drugs all the way to explosives. So we have different ways of handling them at the key. So today we are here talking about drugs, so to say. As the previous speakers mentioned, that this Kush that we are talking about comes in different pieces, meaning acetone as well as marshmallow. And then the Pharmacy Board have made it very clear that they have laws and they give permit to some of these people coming in with these drugs to the port. And then I remember vividly when I was the deputy at the port, I was in charge of championing all illegal goods entering the port. We fought, and we managed to cut it down. It is actually difficult for you to track some of this cartel. Why? I can assure you that with teamwork we can do it. So 4 months back, we have not got any evidence or any catch regarding Kush from the port because of the mechanisms we put in. I called several meetings with the customs, called several meetings with SECOM, several meetings with TOCO, several meetings with the police, because they are all at the port. We are just like a landlord. We don't even have operational roles that we play. But when something happens at the port, they will just take my picture and put it in the front line. But I can understand the situation. Like you rightfully mentioned, this is not a fight for APC, this is not a fight for SLB, this is a fight for Sierra Leone. And then we should make sure that we put hands on them to see that we fight this fight. So on that note, we have 37 cases waiting for the lower courts to take verdict, and then it will be disheartening to know that some of these people, some of these perpetrators here, you can still see them on the street of Freetown roaming about. So it's high time for us to see how best we can get all of those in charge for us to have a discussion on this. So this will leave me again with 4 major things that I think we must be discussing again. One that has to do with institutional collaboration. Because for me at the port, we'll do catch, hand it over to Toku, and then it's in the hands of Toku and the police for them to do the rest. And then police will take them to court. It will be in the hands of the judiciary for them to do their own bits. But if we fail to understand the role of different institutions, and then the blame always come down again to some others that they think they are not involved, then we are missing the whole point. Secondly, we should hold those in charge responsible. We have a lot of them in this country roaming about without doing anything to them. So if you are chasing the port, you are chasing customs, you are chasing NIA, you are chasing pharmacy board, then we are getting the whole thing wrong. You know how many porous borders that we have now? You know how many jetties that we have in Freetown? You know how many roads that are leading to Sierra that we have in Freetown? But when something happens, they say it comes from the port. So it's high time for us to change this narrative. And then the third one has to do with, again, even the parents that knows that their children are taking this, they have responsibility again to play. Because if you are blaming those coming in with them, and then you leave your children that is under your auspices that is taking it, then you are getting the whole thing wrong. So it's high time again, honorable members and Mr. Chairman, for us to look at certain critical things that will bring this thing to an end. Finally, I think there are laws to certain things. We need to look and invite the laws. Laws to punish people, laws to give again value to people to come in with harmful drugs. I think I'll rest my case here for now and then listen to the conversation, and then I'm here to answer any questions. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You said we have 37 cases with pending judicial action.
Yes, please.
We want to have a full detail of these cases. And again, no, you see, we'll come back to you.
Okay.
We also want to know is if the acetone and the marshmallow passes through the key, and if they always have clearance from the pharmacy board. And we want to know who the pharmacy board gives clearance at the end of the day, because if the composition of the Kush is acetone and marshmallow, as have been said by CMO and DG, we want to know who gives clearance and who are the importers of this acetone and marshmallow. NRA, you are collecting our taxes, and we believe whatever tax you collect, yeah, whatever charges you put on goods, these are goods that have been declared to you, and you have proven beyond reasonable doubts that these are goods that are worth taxed. We call you a deliberately because you can also be offended. We believe you cannot tax goods that are not taxable, whether or whichever monies they are bringing. The fact that they are not supposed to be used there, you should not tax them. And the rumor is also very strong that these goods, the substances are passing through our keys, and they are principal in the clearance of our continent and Pakistan. Do you want to tell us anything as a panel? You have been recorded, you have been viewed. This is a live program, the whole country and the world is watching. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Chairman. May I stand? Permission to stand? Thank you very much for inviting us to this very important meeting or hearing. It is high time, I believe, that we declare war on Kush, because as a mother and also as a citizen, I think it's important that we address this issue, or begin or continue to address this issue. And I hope that at the end of this meeting, we'll be able to come together with some actionable recommendation. I have here with me my Commissioner for Customs, Mr. Tenisimio, and then also my Director of Legal, Madam Martina. They joined me in this meeting. For me, I am going to have a discussion from a collective and participatory approach. Mr. Bio just mentioned about the different players that are at the port. But for us, NRA, not only at the port or at the quay, every border crossing point, we have representation. As long as it's supposed to be manned, we have representation there, and we have others represented also there. But I just want honorable members and the audience to know that it is deliberate when it comes to contraband. The essence of contraband is to hide. Bring things in, you hide. Our job as customs is to uncover what you hide. And we try to do that as best as possible using different ways and information. If we have intelligence, that will guide us. If we have other information, that will guide us. But this process of uncovering is like hide and seek. The people who bring illegal drugs, their job is to hide. They will do anything. We have heard that they will hide things in shoes, they will hide it in different ways. But our job is to uncover it. And I think we have been doing a great job at that, and we will continue doing that. The only recommendation that I will make, and to just buttress my brother's point, is we have to work as a team. Because it isn't only customs that is down there at the quay or at the airport or at the borders. We have other participants. So it is important that we share information. It is important that we act on information as soon as we get them for the better good for everyone. We have been very active as an institution in making sure that what is not supposed to come in this country come. So I will continue to make a commitment to you, and whatever we resolve to do here today, just rest assured that NRA will continue to participate, NRA will continue to lead, and we will continue to do our best. So we'll ensure that this menace is controlled, and not only controlled, but eradicated in our country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. NRA, have you ever captured illegal drugs in your job? In any of the border crossing areas or have you ever?
Yes, sir.
When was the last time that was done?
I know clearly sometime last year we intercepted contrabands, and the record will show that we did that in collaboration with others. In Togo, ONS was there, because usually when that is done, we put them on the login key. Last year we did that, and then as recently as, I don't know, earlier this year we did, but we do it in collaboration with others.
Did you inspect all the containers that you did?
Well, no, we are not able to do that. That's why we have systems in place. We have a scanner. We're able to trade facilitation. If we're to inspect all of the containers that leave the quay, it will take a while. So we don't do that, but we act on intelligence, and then we have the scanners that help guide us.
Honorable members, the fact that we don't have the capacity and ability to scan to verify all of what is brought in. We are scared. We rely on intelligence. So if the person that is importing the class A drugs, class A goods, right? If it's so secretive and the intelligence doesn't leak, then it's safe to bring whatever he or she wants to bring.
Well, I would not say that per se, And that's
Because
why.
when the rumor, like, sorry, man, the rumor you have just said that, oh, it is that rumor that they put they transit these things into shoes, into plastics, into bread, into this. Then we have no means of verifying when they get the key. And the quantum of drugs in town now, I believe most of them either comes through the key or the box because of the quantum. Go to our villages, go everywhere in this country now they have drugs. That means the quantum is extremely very large. That's not small quantum. It's not something you put in the plastic bag and walk with. Because if the drugs is taken over. So, okay, we'll ask questions. Thank you.
DG, sorry, Madam DG. Commissioner, are you aware of the quantum of containers that were arrested at the water that contain some of those substances?
Please come again. I'm not.
That's if you are aware of any container that was arrested with drugs in the last 6 months.
I think I did mention that last year.
Okay, thank you.
Where are the containers? Where are the containers?
I'm sorry?
Where are the containers? The one that were arrested.
I'm not clear. The question is not clear.
What's the status of
those containers?
So usually based on practice, when the container, if there's a contraband, it's not a container. It is items in the container. So generally, if there are contrabands in the container that gets intercepted by our team, other players, other stakeholders are involved. For example, ONS could be called, TOCO could be called, and what we will do is we'll isolate whatever that contraband is and put it under lock and key manned by all of these stakeholders. So if there has been in the past, it's not a full container of items, of contrabands. Usually they are concealed. So it is 1 or 2 items. So what we will do is we'll isolate it and put it under lock and key, manned by all of these stakeholders.
Okay, you see that we'll come to that later. I have more questions.
Thank you very much. We also recognize the chairman and team for National Civic Education and Democracy. They are here. They have also been doing a very good job in the area of reducing the intake of alcohol drugs. Honorable members, we have the Inspector General of Police. Mr. Inspector General of Police, you have listened to everybody. We have listened to the CMO. The CMO have told us about the effects of these drugs. And for those registered at the mental home, you are seeing the increase from 2020 to 2023. It's worrying. That's for those that are registered. I believe, and we all believe on this side, that those that are not registered, they are triple that number that are at the KC mental home. Some few days ago, you heard from the Ministry of Social Welfare and the NDLA that they were able to have an inmate of 30 people, that 50. Today, all of those 50, with the protection of the army and the police, 14 of them escaped from that center. Today, Mr. IG, if you go to our communities, almost every community now have a ghetto. Almost every community have a ghetto. And the most unfortunate thing is, most of these ghettos are closer to police stations. Most of these ghettos are closer to police stations. And when you go to our communities, for us coming from rural areas, small villages, most of our villages have police stations, but also have ghettos. So, if we are going to fight this push, this menace, these drugs, the police should be on top of their game. Because if you have listened to all they have just told us, and one thing the Director General of Ports told us is those that are reporting these goods are all around town, and some of them it is rumored they are very close to police officers. When we moved this motion, I had several calls. If you look at the social media, names we announced. These are tip-off for the police. Not that these names are actually these allegations, but they are names all over social media that have been known that these are the principal importers of these illegal goods. So Mr. NG, as head of the police and head of our security, you are extremely very pivotal with the help of the judiciary. All over this country, all over. Even residential areas today have ghetto ports where there is no push. So we are here as representatives of the people. This is our concern. We have listened to everybody. That is why we have called you last from the speakers to explain to you, to us, you are part of the key. You are part of the community because the DG said you are part of that. What do you have to tell us?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Permit me to stand on existing protocols to say good afternoon to honorable members of parliament here and members of the other MDAs and the Fourth Estate. Mr. Chairman, one thing I always say is if I'm to yes, Mr. Chairman. One thing I always say is if I'm to live my life all over again, I will ask God for me not to be a police officer. to go somewhere else because we police officers we Guinea-Bissau. In 2010, I was in Abuja. We attended an emergency summit of security chiefs, how to restructure the Guinea-Bissau police and the Guinea-Bissau army. I represented the then Inspector General, Mr. Francis Wu. So, for us in the Sierra Leone police, we do those activities that have to do with drugs and everything, human trafficking, money laundering, all of those things. That's why TOCO is there. And TOCO is a multi-sectoral component. Everybody who has spoken in this room has a representation in that particular body, which is stationed at estates. The first quantity of marshmallow was intercepted at the freight section of the airport. It served the civil aviation. They should be here because they are also key in that one. That freight section is where they are bringing in every contraband. They will bring it sealed. They will deliver it sealed. When I was director of crime services, I insisted that we have a police representative at that particular container section or freight section at the key. That was when we did our first interception. 3 packets of marshmallow. We charged that one to court. So when we focused at the airport, we realized that there has been a shift from the airport to the maritime domain. That was when we intercepted the then Honorable Leone with 7 pistols and a large number of ammunition. I remember that matter was also charged to court. So those 2 incidents, especially the one at the key, prompted the sector, the security sector, to establish what we call the Sea Cooperative Project. That's a French-funded project which is aimed at curbing crime which takes place in the maritime domain. And I want to say that since we have an office at the key, and everybody, like I said, who has spoken here is represented. It's a multi-sectoral approach. And during that time, from that time to now, we arrested a Nigerian with 37 cartons of tramadol at the key. He was charged to court. And we also found him, when we went to search his accommodation, we found $34,000, all in fake dollars. From 2021, when we sent those fake dollars to the bank for them to examine and report, the report is still on the way. Yes, sir. 34,000 fake United States dollars. They were in the possession of the Nigerian, who was caught with the 37 cartons of tramadol. It is still there. So going forward, we stepped up our intelligence collection together with all other partners to look at these drug issues. So from that time to now, I have a good number of data in this file, which has to hopefully explain to you exactly what we are doing as a police. Recently, at the key, of course, we've intercepted marshmallow, we've intercepted acetone at the key. The records are there. Recently, we intercepted over about 102 cartons of tramadol at the key. That one we just latest as I think it was December or January this year, last year to this year. We just bought that set of drugs on the 17th of February. We sought all. Yes, I will bought everything.
Sure?
Yes, and the media was there. The media was there. That was done in the presence of everybody.
We have decided not to put this on that books. We have decided I was told by the MPs and the planners that we should present the speaker on that books.
Mr. Chairman,
you intercepted 32 cartons.
37 cartons of tramadol at the key in 2021. Recently, 102 cartons of tramadol. Yes. On the 17th of February, there was a huge burning exercise after we got the clearance from the law officers for us to dispose of all of those.
All 102.
Yes, yes, I will tell you for free. Yes.
No, I'm not saying you are not on it. I'm just asking that all 102 we are on it.
Yes, that was done in the presence of everybody. The pharmacy board was there, NDLA was there, ONS was there, everybody was there. And in my time as Inspector General, this is the second time we are burning drugs at Toku. On all occasions, members of the fourth estate are always present. Everybody, every partner who is involved in this fight against drugs is present. Just yesterday morning also, we intercepted 5 cartons of tramadol in Bo. We have present in our custody 3 people. They have been brought to Freetown for further investigation. That is what we are doing, Mr. Chairman. For us, the fight against drugs should not be limited to the police. It goes beyond us now. Like I said, it should be a holistic approach involving other ministries whose activities are lined up with ours, religious leaders, traditional rulers, community people, members of parliament, everyone should know. Any parents, like one speaker said, parents, they have a responsibility to check their children. But if you go around, you see some parents don't even have time to check what their child is doing in school, let alone to check where he goes or who he keeps company with. So for us, on a daily basis, that's what we do. These records, I will give you, Mr. Chairman, look at it carefully, you see what we have done. These records are coming from across the country. The 6 administrative police regions in Sierra Leone, all of them, I asked them to submit records. For the most recent 6 months, some submitted from January 2023 to March 2024 is there. And if you look at the records carefully, you will see the fines that are levied for those arrests. We have targeted key drug barons. For example, there was a popular drug baron at Mokiba, they call Bilitel. Yes. Presently he is behind bars. He has been granted bail on 2 occasions by the magistrates, and I have stood my ground that if you release him, I'm going to arrest him and keep him in the police station. Anytime he's going to court, I will take him to court. So on 2 occasions, he has been taken back to court after he has been granted bail. I looked at the minimum fines they are imposing in the courts. I took that up with the then Chief Minister, Jiri Safar, And he brought it to the attention of the then CJ. And magistrates were called and advised to look at the laws carefully. We are lucky we have the laws. We have two laws, the Pharmacy Act and the new drug law of 2008. The biggest one is the new drug law. Most times, that one is very strong. It has provisions for seizure of property as long as it is established that it is proceeds from the sale of drugs. But our courts are not made for that one. Before that, what they do when you charge somebody to court for drugs, how can you take somebody to court for the lawful possession of one bag of marshmallow and you find him 1 million or 2 million? You walk out of the court swinging his hands. So we've had that challenge. And that challenge, raised that man with His Excellency, and he was very passionate about it. He gave strong orders for magistrates to sit up. So for us, we've come to a few findings. Like what our speakers have said, the Kush is actually manufactured locally. The marshmallow is imported. That one is imported. It's not grown in this country, it's imported. And that is why one of our recommendations will be, whatever it takes, at the key, there should be 100% search of every container coming into this country. We should do that one. Otherwise, we are going to miss it. And that is why we have the SICOP established at the key, because we realize criminals have shifted from the landscape to the maritime domain. So for us, this Kush, the other precursor chemicals they used to manufacture Kush, like they said, has its own other issues. For us in the sector, what we have done, we have set up a monitoring system. There are industries in this country which import precursor chemicals. So what we do, they are cleared by a pharmacy board to import and the quantity they import. Then there is a mechanism for us to check how that one is being utilized. So periodically, we put a team together to go around to all of these factories which import precursor chemicals for them to give us statistics of how they are disposing of those precursor chemicals. That one is ongoing. So for the other drugs, we are not focusing only on Kush, we are also focusing on cannabis and all of that. 2 weeks ago, we brushed 2 farms in the hills around these states. We arrested large quantities of cannabis in vehicles across the country. As I'm talking to you, our forensic expert is in Mo, giving evidence of a whole lot of drug cases. And as I'm talking to you, we have cases also in the office of the Attorney General awaiting their advice. So we are saying the dealers of these drugs, they are people who reside in our communities. Yes, they are tenants to some members of the community. They know them very well. So the approach, if they want to help the situation, is for them, no matter how small the community, if somebody is in that community, for example, my village, after going 3 miles from Koidu, if anybody goes there and starts selling drugs, people will know. It's only sad that sometimes people don't want to give information. And for us, we are aware of the fact that we cannot be everywhere all the time. That is why when in 1999, when we are restructuring the Federal Police, we introduced a very important component, which is the community policing. And that one is a social contract between the police and the residents of every community. So in all 36 police divisions, we have community policing boards. In those boards, what we expect is for us to discuss community challenges and use a model how to solve those problems. But you go to those meetings, residents in those communities, they don't talk about it, they don't talk about those challenges. That's why I'm holding religious leaders, traditional rulers also responsible for them. A holistic approach, everybody must come on board. So again, the other issue we have for us in the police is when for every charge we have to prefer, every case we are investigating, is the office of the Attorney General who peruses the files and profiles charges. Most times, we send those files to that office, they are stuck there. And when they are going to the DPP's office, he's not going to look at it himself, he's going to assign those files to these small infant lawyers. And they too, they can be compromised. So we have those cases, lots and lots of them. So what I've done recently, I've said we have a very strong lawyer. She is 13 years standing in the law field, in that particular field, senior state counsel. So we've said all our cases, there is nothing technical. The only technical part about drugs is the forensic analysis. When once that is done, and we determine the drug content in the substance that is under investigation, the charges are fixed. Just like if you catch somebody today with a pistol or lawfully possessing, no matter what it takes, it will run the same charge for any other person we are going to arrest with a pistol. It's the same. So we want to, maybe that's why somebody was saying the law officers the parliament should be represented, for them to know. And then again, sentences and fines for those convicted of bush shooter, like I said earlier, they are very minimal. And I must say again that you have some people, selecting dispensation of justice in the courts. I remember I had an argument with one magistrate who actually wanted to grant bail to the most notorious drug dealer in Eastern. Yes, I challenged that one. I said to him, choose between your job and raising that particular one. I raised the issue up with the Chief Justice and the court's attention. They were saying, well, now make the court. We are the president of the court, but we are limited in what you do. It's the same with the fines. You have the high and the low. What they do, they go for the low. The low is just like for drugs, being found in possession of drugs is a strict liability offense. Even if somebody gave you a bag to carry and you are found with that bag containing drugs, you cannot explain anything to us, because the next thing that's going to happen is the person who owns the bag will never show up. That's what happens at the key. Each time you are intercepting tramadol, the owners will never show up. Each time you are intercepting acetone and marshmallow, they will never show up. So it's only the consignee who has gone to clear this particular container, and in this container, this thing was found. Yeah, and sometimes he is exonerated when the file is sent for perusal. As far as we are concerned, before you go to clear a container at the key, you must be aware of what is in the container. There's no way you can tell us, I'm not aware, I only came to clear a container. No, they should give you a manifest of what is in the container. So those are some of the things we found out. And for me, like I said, the laws are there. The new drug law is very good. So maybe what I would recommend from the Sierra Leone police side is maybe, first of all, to establish a fast track court, so that will actually help us to speedily deal with those drug-related cases. Instead of jumbling drug cases with other lasting matters, funding conversion matters, let us have the fast track court that we have done for the commercial court, so that justice is dispensed, and anybody who's there as judge or magistrate in that court will take it seriously, because drug possession under the new drug law, they will never even grant civil in the lower court. It's not possible. It's not possible, except that magistrate is corrupted. They will never grant civil. You have to go to the high court, and when you go to the high court, it's not a fine you are going to pay. You are going to pay the custody. It's going to be custody and sentence you are going to get. So if you see magistrate now, we are charging people under a new drug law. I want them to be here when I'm talking like this. I've said that several times. When we are charging under a new drug law and they are granting bail, they are bypassing the system. They are making the system look very funny as far as I'm concerned. So maybe that's what they have to do, set up a fast track court to look at all of those things. And then of course, they should impose very stiff penalties. The laws are clear. You have the low, you have the high. Go for the high. The more you go for the high, the better it is for all of us. In the area of rehabilitation, we police, what we do, we don't have a rehab school. We don't have a rehab school. What we do basically is to do our normal activities. We are doing raids, we are doing patrols, we are doing community outreach programs. Every day we have a community relations department across the board in all 38 divisions. Now we have 38. Just 1 week ago, we established 2 more divisions, one in Kwendu and one in Grafton. So all of those ones, they do community outreach. They hold meetings in their communities, and all of these things we talk about are not limited to only non-violence, but to drugs and other issues, criminal aspects, the buying and selling of vehicles, the buying and selling of land. All of those things come into play. So we'll continue to appeal, like I've said, for the 100% inspection, because these criminals who are involved in these contraband goods, they arrest parts. They will stack them in front of the container. So by the time you've taken out like 1 ton, you get tagged. So that's where the bots have to employ more labor to make sure they are doing 100% check. If they do that every day, they will find it every day, because marshmallow is imported into this country. There is no way you can tell me they grow it there. It's not possible. So the key and the freight section of the port of the airport has to be on its maximum alertness. Recently, we intercepted on 2 occasions. The first occasion, 29 cartons of tramadol. They were loaded onto the aircraft from Nairobi, Kenya. The moment they loaded the 29 cartons, I have a source out there. He gave me a tip off. But I shared it to our guys at the airport. They didn't wait for us to see after owner of this stuff. We got there, we intercepted, we took it to Toku. The next day, they brought, it's supposed to be 35. The first shuttle was 29, the second shuttle was 6. When they brought the 6, staff at the airport stole the 2 cartons and fled. Yes, they stole. Westminster staff. We investigated, we called the leadership of Westminster to tell us who are those staff. When they stole the 2 cartons, they fled. They went to, I think one of them went to Turkey, Temple Run, but she didn't succeed. She has come back, but she's no longer employed by the Westminster staff. And we have a warrant in force for those 2. So they are also key in all of these things we are doing. That's why we find that we are all working together to fist some people who try to undermine sanity in the system. So for us in the police, we will continue to appeal on every member in the sector, everybody who has to do with the fight against drugs, to come on board, all of us together, so that we can nip it in the bud. It's sad to see young boys, dozing in the streets. It's very sad. We are going after them. You go after them, you take them to court, they won't kill you. And the next day you see them going back into business. So yeah, the laws are there, the laws are strong. I appeal also to the judiciary to make sure they impose higher penalties for the desired effects. So basically from my side, I stop so far. That's how it goes.
Thank you very much, Mr. IG. Huge allegation on the ports. Huge allegations. Thankfully, the journalists, please. Thankfully, we have the DG. We have Mr. DG of the ports. You have listened to the IG. Very huge allegation. The director, the commissioner of customs. Huge allegation. And you also have staff at the airports. So the allegations around. I have said it is rumored that these drugs are imported, and the IG has confirmed. It has confirmed that these drugs are imported, and most of them pass through the freight or through the ports. It has been confirmed. So you have a lot of talking to do to us. This is coming. We have listened to the IG. The director of the customs commissioner, you're here, you're in charge of the ports. I don't know if you're in charge of the airport also. You're also in charge of the airport, so you have a lot of talking. We should be sincere to ourselves. The only means out of this is sincerity. If we are not sincere, if we try to cover up, we will not be helping ourselves and will not be helping the situation. Because you have listened, everybody has listened. Please. If you don't want to be part of the meeting, you leave, please. If we are not sincere, if we cover up, we will not be doing justice, we will not be doing good for the nation, for His Excellency the President, and for government, and for the people of Serbia. Everybody has been sincere to us. The IG has told us clearly that Mashmaro and Asotun are not planted necessarily, they are imported. They are imported. They either pass through the ports or through the freights. And all of this, that is why we have decided to call NRA and the Director General of the ports. They have listened to the allegations by the Director General. And a lot of courting has taken place. They told us they arrested 102. They told us they arrested 37 Tramadol. And he has confirmed to us that if you diligently do your work, every day you are supposed to catch something. And that's what he has told us. If diligently, Mr. Customs Commissioner, if you search, the IG is saying if you search every day, we are supposed to have something that will be arrested. if you search. That's coming from this executive conference. Honorable members, we begin with. You want us to decide? Let me begin with the chief. Yes,
Thank you.
we ask questions. Please let us ask. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Please take notes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for starting this shift on a very important meeting like this. Mr. Chairman, we are all in this country when we were gripped by almost 11 years interregnum. It wasted the destiny and the fortune of most of our youths for 11 years, no hope. We have again been gripped by Mr. Kush. He's not only troubling Sierra Leone for the records, he's also troubling all our West African countries. Mr. Chairman, I was actually expecting a comprehensive and detailed statistics and data from these various stakeholders, but I did not get it, which means we have more assignment to do, because Sierra Leone is not only talking of Freetown. We have several porous borders. Go to Cambia, go to Korondi Street, go to Kalandi Street, go to Kenmabo Mwemba, porous borders. Those statistics, the data I was expecting, will help us to make informed laws. A motion has been raised, seconded, and this piece of information we've gathered so far from these stakeholders will inform us to make better laws. For your records, look at section 73(3) of this constitution. Remember, His Excellency the President, as far as section 73 is concerned, is part of this parliament now, as we see it. Mr. Speaker is part of this parliament now, as we speak. The decision will arrive at the end of the day, the plenary, if we make a good law. But just take section 73, subsection 3. Parliament may make laws for the peace, security, order, and good governance of Sierra Leone. And this is what we are about to make. Parliament may make laws. We are worried. We are very, very worried. And want to make these laws. It is good to get very important piece of information from you. We are going to make these laws for the peace, for the security, for the order, and good governance of Sierra Leone. How comes we kicked out COVID-19? All of the stakeholders agreed. West Africa, globally, and here in Sierra Leone, it was kicked out. So also we all fight together to kick out Mr. Kush. Look at what happened in Rwanda. Let me give you a case study of Rwanda. How did they fight against this huge delinquency, drug abuse? The president of Rwanda looked out for a place called like Port Island across the city. Why would not go there if you don't have a boat? And you don't come from there if you don't have a boat. Can you imagine? Isolated. He made the youth to become recluse. 90 days. Within 90 days, he must learn a trade. And it's good. NIL, I'm not seeing here. Because we are expecting all the monies to come. If we are to build facilities for carpentry, nursing, painting, etc., let us give us the money. We will do. 90 days, he must come with a trade. Or he abandon Kush for good. How comes I like the IGP for the brilliant one recommendation that he gave that we create a fast track court. Come for judgment. You are captured, come for judgment. You are fined or you are jailed. And the bigger fishes, we go out for the bigger fish. I was actually expecting names, even though it will still be allegation. But big names. If you go to American Embassy now, there was a man called GK. He was listed. That this man is a drug baron. At the end of the day, how did the story end? GK was captured. So I was actually expecting big names. Bring it. You don't go after them. But the laws that will pass in this parliament will definitely hunt them. Those stakeholders from the various MDAs, I thank you very much. I must commend you because you have got a lot of high hope now. And I'm too sure tomorrow week by this time, laws will come from Parliament and will definitely help yourself and ourselves to create a fine future for our youth. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Lieutenant Leader. The idea said we are not constraining laws. They have said we have even the regulations. These are very strict regulations, if implemented by the courts. They will handle some of these animals. Mr. Aaron, yes.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I want to join you and other colleagues in expressing sentiment in the discussion on the floor. Mr. Chairman, the issue of Kush, of course, as we all know, it's a very serious issue. But in the midst of the challenges or in the midst of the problems that we have as Leoneans, one thing we can always celebrate is our ability as Leoneans to always come together and fight as citizens to combat any situation that faces this country. We have demonstrated this during the time when we had Ebola. In fact, a call for the declaration of the public emergency at that time. So the member of parliament from Kalau who actually raised the issue.
All of those who have, they do community outreach. They hold meetings in their communities. And
Act gives the Ministry of Health the power to take, at least you can start from start. You can start from there, and then from there, partners can come in to help us. If they know that it's not something serious, you can use that to invoke,
And one suggestion you made, I want to reiterate and ask the DG from Wataki. Mr. Chairman, I think we need to tell whosoever is responsible for containers, if we want to do a thorough checking, like the idea have said, let us extend the time for containers at the Wataki.
We have done that. We've done that already. I mean, it's up to 10, 5 to 10 days. No, we reduced the demurrage days. No, we add the demurrage days.
We need to increase the demurrage days for us to do a proper checking. Because I beg to differ with the CG that said if we want to check every container, it will have to take time. But if that's what we do to save our nation, I think we need to do it. That's one reason why I'm still talking out to the IG. Mr. IG, to be very frank, you are very thorough IG. But I must confess that your police officer down there are giving a lot of bad names. Let me confess this to you. I'm an eyewitness to what I'm going to say. In my village, Bumpeperi, in the Pujon district, some guys were arrested and taken to Pujon. The next day, they returned back to Bumpe. When I called them, they say, oh no, SO to not get evidence against them. Oh, they're not being Kush for any shows that Kush themselves. Well, everybody in that village, including the paramount chief, knows that particular home where they are selling those Kush and those drugs. They were released. And they are there in the society now selling the same because they can't change. And the reason why I was asking why the judiciary is not represented, there is a magistrate who normally goes from Bo to sit. He said in the court that so to anybody bring for me for Kush, I will let him. Can you imagine a magistrate uttering those type of statements? And most of those statements are being followed by actions. So honestly, I agree with you. That's what I will push for a fast track court. Because if we can make fast track court on business, I don't see why we cannot have a fast track court on drugs. Something that is killing the nation. So Mr. IG, you are a very good IG. Even though you say if you are to come back, you never want to be the police. But I wish you will continue our position to give us more insight of what is happening. Please try to discipline your police officers
Sometimes they arrange those drugs and give them to their wife to sell. It's very serious. Your officers are giving you a very bad name. Pujo is one example I can attest to. You know, I'm a friend of the police. I don't like to bash at the police. Very recently, I have constructed a police station and then it was to you. So you should know that I'm a friend of the police, but some police guys are giving us a very bad name. Please, you are trying to tell us to have a fast track court. And the only way the court can work is if the police officers are charging those matters to court. The other thing I want us to know, I'm glad the chairman for civic education is here. And one thing we need to know as politicians, let us stop calling the law enforcement officers to release our subjects. Because most times when those arrests are made, it is us the politicians that will start calling the IGs or start calling the director This is one thing that we have to do. We have to stop doing. So, honorable members, I'm happy that we are all in this fight together. And the other day, I was all over the executive director for drug enforcement officer was all over the social media. Please continue that work. The moment you go low or you step down, the more we have increments of this drug abuse. I was happy the other day. I heard on the social news that the IG sacked a police officer that was caught on camera taking tramadol or behaved as if he has taken tramadol. Those are the sort of things we want to see in the society. All of us MPs, let's go back to our constituencies and sensitize our people, and to make sure we set a team in each and every one of our villages to implement some of those arrests. That's the only way we'll be able to fight this fight or to call this mayhem in this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Honorable Nene. Yes, after Honorable Nene, we have Timbu. Honorable Timbu.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. And I want to thank the AG for the IG for the presentation.
You saw the IG.
Thank you. The Chief Whip has said so much that I really wanted to say, but I want to add my voice because few days back, Mr. Leader, I had a program that has to do with women and children, the International Women's Day celebration for parliamentarianism. In that meeting, Mr. Chair, a lot of interventions has had to do with this Kush. How, as a woman and as a leader, how or what will be my intervention in relation to this Kush? Mr. Chairman and the IG, women are crying painfully for their children. This fight has to be everybody's business now. If we had fought very difficult fight in this country, the war, we came together, we ended it, like others have already said. The COVID, we have fought that fight, we have won. The Ebola, equally. All this, we came together, irrespective of our political shades, irrespective of our religion, irrespective of the regions which we came from. You know, but one thing we cannot shy away, Mr. Chair, is the issue of what the Chief Whip spoke about just now. The issue of the police. IG, let me don't shy away. Your policemen are like, I don't really know, but I want to restrain myself from using the word that are disgracing the police. They are not the forceful good. They are not. If I am to grade the police without shying away from the fact, I'll give them 2 out of 100. 2. Believe me. No, I am coming. Allow me to run. This is coming from me personally. From me personally. And I have rights to my own personal opinion. I said if and only if I have the right to grade. So no, I am saying this because we don't want to
in terms of fighting drugs,
that is it. I'm talking about the drugs. So this I'm saying in that direction. Because I have seen cases where, like in Bo, I'm coming from Bo, I've seen cases where people have decided to become an outlaw. They name and shame them, people know them, they take them to the police. They do not even take 5 minutes. Oh, you got one, so person. Okay, no, like I know. Okay, go, they go, stop this. SO2, please, with respect to you, sir. We are saying this because until the police actually step up their activities, they become proactive and become the force that will really rely on to protect us, this thing will hardly stop. You know, we are talking about the port, yes. But if that business comes to the port, there's nobody to buy. There's no ready market for it. Will they clear it from the port? When it comes, there's a ready market. And there are people to protect these businessmen. That is why. Because if the police are really very sincere, this thing will come to an end. Mr. IG, women of this nation, some of us are going to be in this because they have given me the assignment. That question must be answered by the female caucus. And we are going into this fight, and some of us are not going to shy away. When somebody is arrested and taken to the police, when they discharge, are going and discharge that police or that person, the police will be held responsible. Thank you.
IG, please take notes. Honorable to go.
Thank you very much, Mr. Leader. Thank you very much to everyone present here for recognizing that this Kush and other drugs are becoming a menace to society. We must act now. Let me start by joining the Chief Whip on his suggestion that we increase the demurrage period at the port. I support that view and also feel that whatever administrative process is to be conducted by government authorities or whatever at the port should not be included in the demurrage period. Meaning, if you have to take a whole week to do inspection of these containers, it should not be included in the demurrage period. The demurrage period can stand as it is, but whatever extension, whatever time you need to do your inspection, you can use that. Also, we have to exercise a bit of caution in this inspection. Even the vehicles or other things we bring to this country, once you allow inspection, these people down are the key. They will interfere with the goods that are being imported. How do we ensure that during these inspections, people's goods are not interfered with? The next thing I want to ask is a question to the Chief Medical Officer. Marshmallow. Marshmallow is a fruit just like carica, papaya, banana, mango, whatever you want to call it. Has it been declared illegal? Acetone. Acetone is also not illegal. Acetone is used as nail polish. In nail polish, it is used for paints as paint remover, etc., etc. These are all not illegal or contraband substances coming into the country. What are we going to do to ensure that these items or these substances are dealt with properly, whether we're to declare them illegal or whether we're to declare them as contrabands? We have to think carefully about those ones. Also, I have been informed that it is not just marshmallow that is used to make or to cook. That's the word they use, to cook kush. Are there other leaves, other fruits, other substances that we are turning a blind eye to? We're talking about the arrest or the seizure of marshmallow and acetone. What about the other substances? Someone informed me yesterday that they can use any type of leaves, even cassava leaves. can be used to cook this. Kumbejara. I don't know the other name for kumbejara, but quote unquote SO2 kumbejara is used to do this thing. Again, the statistics read out by the chief medical officer in 2020, it was slightly over 200 inmates people in just one facility. In 2023, we're talking of almost 3,000. If the chain is not broken, by the end of 2024, 2025, we might be chasing 10,000 people. 75% of this is between the ages of 18 and 34. Between the ages of 10 and 34. This is the future of this country that is being destroyed. I support the view that this must be declared a national emergency. Mr. Inspector General of Police, the buck stops squarely with the police force. It stops squarely with you. When all these other people were making their presentations, they said the police have a presence in all these various places. Mr. Inspector General of Police, if 200 has turned to 2,955, I beg to say, you're failing. The force is failing, and the future is being destroyed. The Deputy Leader of Parliament asked a question about the ghettos in our communities. I don't know if it was deliberate or it was skillful. You did not address that. The ghettos are there, they're established in those communities. Yesterday on social media, I saw police officers acting like zombies in this police station, in these ghettos. Not just yesterday, so many a time you see on social media and other platforms that police officers, military officers are partaking in these innocuous drugs. So it's not just that they don't know where these drugs are being sold or that they know where they're being sold, they're even taking part in them. If we do not point fingers where we must, then we will fail in this, even if we declare a state of emergency forever. We must, and the police have the biggest responsibility to play in this. Without monopolizing this place, I'll stop here for now.
Thank you. Thank you. The concerns and questions have been raised. Concerns and questions. We want reactions and we have to take a second consent, please. We want reactions, so we don't pile up the questions after you start. So, hold on, we have listened to the first set of questions and concerns. I know the IG, the Director of the Commissioner of Customs, the DG, CMO has been taking notes. I don't think there are concerns or questions for the NBLA. Mr. I will begin with the Customs, Commissioner of Customs. The allegations have been raised that these drugs are imported and they pass through the ports, the airports or the seaports. And the allegations have been raised. And you have told your CG told us you don't have time to search. You only search on information and tips that you get. And now you've had the allegations from the IG and other stakeholders. What are your comments? We begin with you, the Director General, and the CMO and the IG. The IG have a range of questions and allegations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, honorable members, ladies and gentlemen. These are serious concerns, and personally, as head of customs, I'm also concerned. But I want to make some clarifications. Our work in general is based on this approach, looking at the environment we have, the port, the space, and the ship calls. For example, if you have 1,000 containers in a week, 1,000 containers in a week, and we stock or stack the containers twice a day, even if we deploy all the staff to offload 140 feet container, we spend the entire day. So what is happening, what has been happening and what is happening now is we have the Asikuda software and it has a selectivity based approach. What do I mean by that? We profile importers based on the risks associated with their consignment and the country of exports of the country they are importing from. So we have a selectivity lane that we call the red lane. It indicates that these are consignment, these are importers that pose risk not only to revenue as well as security. So with consignment on the red lane, what we do, we conduct examinations on them. The facility provided for examination is not adequate, I can confess. And we have another aspect of our function, which is trade facilitation. And most of these goods that come in are perishable goods. We don't have the facility to sustain them at the port. So what we do, we have to approach it. We can look at the scanning images and identify if there are discrepancies in the scanning images. Then we mark them for physical examination. That will be thorough. Some we do site examination because it is provided by law that if there is a request from the importer that I want my consignment to be discharged at my warehouse, we send representatives from customs to witness the discharge. Also, there are other facilities allocated or given to high compliant importers, which is a blue and green lane, for example, for embassies and other international organizations. So when consignments go blue or green, they are automatically released from the port based on the compliance level. This is what is done in all custom administrations in the world. So coming to the subject matter, since I assumed office as Commissioner of Customs, I think we've had minimal incidents of this. And even with the isolated cases, we've treated them with every seriousness and it's out there. As recent as January, there was a seizure of tramadol that was destroyed. The IG mentioned it just now. This was something we followed based on the intelligence we got. We mapped the container. We find out that indeed there are contrabands in this container. But what is the challenge here? Or what are the challenges associated with the fight against this drug? It's our sincerity as all stakeholders. If customs, based on our mandates and our job, we identify something that's not supposed to come into this country, we call the relevant stakeholders. Once we call them in, we'll be part of the entire process. But our challenges at times, most of the times when they go to test, let's say for drugs, they go to test them, the feedbacks are still on the way home. I think we need to improve on that if we are sincere in the fight.
Who does the testing?
Well, the pharmacy board. Standard Bureau, sorry. So
do we solely rely on Standard Bureau when you
we don't have the expertise or we don't have the capacity.
So I'm asking, who does it? Is it Standard Bureau alone?
No, we also do.
Yes.
Or the police?
The police also.
The police is there. Are you afraid?
No, that's why I'm saying all stakeholders. I am just trying to explain the process. But that's a major challenge for us all.
So because you mean like the dollar is there when they don't come back to you.
No, that's what the back of
That's what So we are not getting feedback.
He's saying something extremely very important, honorable members, that they do their own job and they hand over to other institutions for testing and prosecution.
Yes.
That's what is led by the police.
Yes, sir.
You said we should be.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
So, if we are getting feedbacks, it helps our profiling processes because we do profile customers or importers on a quarterly basis. So let's say importer A has been found wanting of a particular consignment. So what we do, in our next profiling, we map that particular importer as a high-risk customer. So whenever the goods are coming, or whenever is importing goods, or whenever the agent assigned to him is working on a declaration, we pay close attention to it. That brings my attention, maybe informing again that another challenge we have is the business registration. We have pseudonyms operating in our economy. People register businesses. When you want to trace the addresses, you can't find addresses. So when we want to do our profiling, we find it very, very difficult to profile it.
Businesses without address or fictitious addresses.
Fake addresses or pseudo addresses. So if
Sorry, hold on, Mr. Chairman, I'm investigating some contractors at the Ministry of Defense. What Mr. Berry is saying is the same thing. Someone will say, so to the person who get this business in America, this one get is sitting in Australia, is sitting in India, but they register their business and they don't have address. So sometimes it's very difficult to look for those business addresses. So I think as customs, these are also some things you have to take very seriously. Otherwise, the taxes will be going in vain.
Yeah, these are our concerns. We are bringing it here because we are bringing someone to explain the things. So these are all challenges we face in terms of making our work very, very easy for us. Like I told you, we cannot open 1,000 containers and we cannot stop the ship from coming to discharge additional containers.
Thank you very much, Mr. Commissioner. Is a recommendation by the police. That's a very sincere recommendation that the IG wait, you are going to wrap up this. You have the data and the allegations around you and the questions. Let's listen to the CMO. CMO, a few questions for you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, honorable members. Permit me again to stand on existing protocols. I have few things. One on the public health agency and
Emergency.
Yeah, agency now, and why not the public health emergency? And then what is happening elsewhere? And then the issue of other acetone or marshmallow and other leaves or so. So I will start with what I said. The data we have, given that the Sierra Leone Psychiatric Hospital is the only psychiatric hospital we have in the whole country. And even the data I shared, I even didn't give you everything because we have even disaggregation by urban and even rural areas. So even people that are outside Freetown are part of it. So in reality, just like how you do any research or so, you use a sample frame or sample size to interpolate. So what we are now doing after when we looked at this data is currently we are undergoing a countrywide survey, which we hope to end in the next 2-3 months to really get the prevalence of what we have. That will actually give us a very strong epidemiological backing to either declare whatsoever we want to. For the public health emergency, that survey will be part of the information because there are ways to declare. There are those that are of outbreak potential, and there are those that you need information. You understand? So we have to gather data very well before we could go into that. But we'll discuss with the Honorable Minister. But then also, we are thinking that in the area of this, the leading agencies have to take the lead, and then we'll have to support them. Yeah, it's not, because health is just a consequence of what is happening. So we come in at that point. But when we are the beginners, we always take the lead, and then we would have done that. But we'll work again, as we say, with interministerial and other areas to work. For the issue, and I had my colleagues talking about testing. We have limited facilities in this country. We can do drug toxicology, and that is what others are doing. And that is why we were able to know that in that marshmallow you may have, in the powder that comes, there's diazepam, there's even artemether in it, there's morphine as drugs. What we cannot do as a nation is chemical toxicology. And that is very important for us to put us above all other things. I know honorable members may have heard last year there was an incident in Kenema where in one location people went, some children ate, and then some were seriously affected. We only went in and treated the symptoms, and then we associated it to a particular food, but we were never able to know the causative agents because we could not do chemical toxicology. Within the sub-region, it is rare to find, not only here. We wanted South Africa or even the US CDC to do it. They can do it in the US, but it was difficult to move the machines to here to do it. As we bring up the public health agency, we must be able, and that comes in with other leaves, because the other leaves, you don't use one leaf to get a drug. What we can do, if we have the chemical toxicology ability, then we can test these leaves to see what are the active ingredients in them before we can say this is this or that. But the reality from even asking people who take the drugs or whatsoever, it is not one acetone, it is not one formaldehyde. For those who did chemistry, we know these things. We use them in the labs, we need them in the chemistry lab, we form them. With all the mortuaries use formaldehyde and other things. I hope that is not the reason why they even take out the dead bodies for the formaldehyde that we use on them. Yeah, if they get it shorting from other sources, maybe that's why they're even digging the graves to get the formaldehyde. But it's actually a mixture. So as somebody said, you can stop acetone, you can stop formaldehyde, although we need it in the mortuaries to keep our bodies. You may stop all the others, but it is not the individual things that we are stopping that makes the Kush. And because people have realized that it is combination, so one Kush here is definitely going to be different from the other Kush here, because it's what I lay hands on is what I'm using. So if the marshmallow, I don't have it, maybe somebody is substituting with kumbaya or with banana leaf or cocoa leaf, as we are hearing. So it's really a big problem that we need in this collective and decisive direction for us to settle it. Thank you. I don't know if you have anything to add.
Thank you. This is the beginning of the meetings. I think we should have several of these meetings and map out strategy. Let's listen to the landlord. Lot of allegations. You denied before now that you had the allegations from the police.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Chairman. I actually just want us to change the word allegation to recommendation. We have cameras all over the place, and then the IG was making mentions that we have to do 100% examination. It's quite different from allegation. Thank you. That is something I just want to make in front of camera.
The allegation is these drugs are imported.
Yeah, it's not an allegation. Please, sir. So basically, like I explained to you, our role as a landlord Our role as a landlord. We as a landlord at the port, our role is to create an enabling environment for all other operators to perform their duty diligently. Mr. Chairman, I think, Mr. Chairman, the truth is going to stand the test of time. I'm so happy that now we have shifted this whole meeting out to like a talking session where everybody needs to say the truth. So coming again to the side of the port, let me just explain to you the standard operating procedures at the port, from the port of loading to the port of discharge. Now, this is not the first time, like I mentioned in my first statement, that we have been called from other areas for us to answer to certain questions. We deliberately don't want to answer to fake questions because that is what is eating into the fabric of this nation. You will notice that from here, you notice that journalists will start tweeting and saying blah, 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 blah. Well, that's not something unexpected. So the standard operating procedure for us at the port is, from the port of loading, the vessel collects containers or cargo for the port of discharge. And before they load them on board the vessel, they have to go through processes and procedures before they load them. That is, they have to go through scanning again, they have to go through weighbridge, they have to go through the CTN, which is the cargo tracking notes, before they get to Freetown. When it gets to Freetown, there comes in Bolore or AGL that handles the container handling, wherein they collect the container from the vessel and pre-stack them for clearing processes. So, no sooner that happens, they will have to notify those or the consignee that is in charge of that container. There comes in the processes again on the ground. Before the process starts, they have to go to the shipping lines again to get the deal, get all documentation from the shipping lines, come back again to the port, and then request for scanning sheets. You have another organization that is in charge of scanning. And then I just want to reiterate again what Mr. B was saying from the customs. They have to scan those containers and then position them based on zones. And that's nothing to do with the port. They position them based on zones and then take them for various examination. There comes in again other players or other operators or other stakeholders that are part of this process. You have the police, you have the ISP, you have the Interpol, you have the photosanity, you have the pharmacy board, you have customs. So you have barrage people of
So for every container they do inspection.
every blessed container that goes out of the port. Listen, they can map them based on zones. If your container goes on red zone, they have to take it to 100% examination. If it's on the amber zone or the green zone, amber zone maybe they'll just give discretions. But if it goes green, then there will be no examination. So you have different examination methods. They have on-site examination. They have on-site means out of the port. They have another examination at the quay where all other stakeholders will partake. Okay, after the processes, then they will have to release the containers to those that are involved. For sure, I'm the landlord. I will try to see how best I'll play with my words, not to shift blames to people, but we know that yes, the truth will stand the test of time. Now, coming again to my honorable was saying that the increase.
Sorry. In all of those, you are what's not represented.
No, we, like I said, we are creating an enabling environment.
What I'm saying is,
but they are there.
Thank you.
We are there. So we are creating an environment and then also being part of the whole process. That does not mean that it's not alone. So then I'll have to shift again to what my honorable was saying regarding 100% examination, and then we have to talk to our staff not to interfere with containers. Okay, I'll shift again SO2. SO2 enough for the law. Now everyone in this room is asking for 100% examination. And then everybody again in this room is in favor of the 100% examination. But mind you, if we hold on to containers every blessed day, 5-7 containers to do 100% examination, you hear the loud crying from the public. So for me, like I said, we have to do our own bit as a port to ensure that the port is safe and secure. And we have badged a lot of awards, even last week, as one of the best ports around the world, and passing the ISPS and all. So, with regards to the feeling Honorable was talking about, we have to make sure that we have all areas full with cameras. We have all areas again with securities. We have all areas again access control where we have securities. So it is quite difficult for us to understand that yes, still this is going on. It's like a recommendation to us that we need to do more. Yes. And then to just round up with what I want to say, we have to be true to ourselves. And then it is, I'm just trying to play the devil's advocacy role when it comes to laws. Yeah. Now we catch all the catches at the port. It was not as a result of the police going to identify containers. It is as a result of we, the port, going after containers, and then we ensure that we check those containers and we use the catch and hand them over to police. But then if the police is liable to charge, it all depends on the charges that the police will give, that the lawyers will have to play with. So these are some of the things that we have to be very mindful of again. We don't want someone to say, they say, oh yes, the IGP, yes, it's clear, yes, but at the end of the day, somebody is charging. Because for sure, like I mentioned, for the past 4 months, because of the mechanisms that we have put in place so far at the port, we have not catch any container with harmful substance, except for tramadol. And I was asking my colleague here if they have declared tramadol as harmful substance. And then he was saying that it depends on the milligram. And then all these catches that we have made so far, like I said, we have handed over to Toku. So what happens again from there, we don't know. And then we are seeing these people coming around. So let me just land again, Honorable Minister, Honorable Member of Parliament, and then Mr. Chairman. It's so derogatory again for we sitting here as government parastatals or government officials casting blame on each other. What we need to do, like I said in my first statement, we have to collaborate more. And we have to say the truth, nothing but the truth. I think I'll rest my case for the next question that will come up for the public.
Thank you. I think what has found out clear is that collaboration is minimal. Because if you hear the police saying this, NDM is saying this, NRA saying this, and the pharmacy board who are also part of it, we should be speaking in oneness. For instance, you should be briefed of things that are arrested, taken to the police, what's the status. There should be a committee that should be looking at these things. So that at the end of the day, anybody, you can all speak in one voice. IG, when you started, you said good things, very good, very inspirational. But you've heard from the members of parliament, you've heard from your colleagues, you've heard from the public. Everybody is even blaming on the police. We are not saying the IG, but the IG bears the greatest responsibility. You bears the greatest responsibility. You are in charge of recruitment, you are in charge of postings, you are in charge of discipline, you are in charge of everything in the police. And you've listened to Madam, you've listened to honorable members, you've listened, and these are the voices of the public. The police are squarely responsible for the babies. They are. It's not about speaking grammar and trying to convince. The reality, we are all coming from communities. We all know the reality.
Yes, Mr. Chair. There is what we call the Transnational Organized Crime Unit, TOC. TOC was established before or during the restructuring of SLP, and it actually became active in 2008 when the Cessna plane landed. TOC is a multi-sectoral outfit. Everybody is there. We have 2 levels where we meet. We have the management board and we have the advisory board. Then we have the operatives at TOC Hastings. NDL is there. Everybody involved in that TOC thing is represented at TOC headquarters at Hastings. So even the CCOP are the key. Every component is there. the management board of Toku is the operational wing. All of them are there. And then the advisory board is the strategic direction. So, arrest made to Toku. Let me explain this, Chair. There is this issue of constructive delivery between the consignees at the airport and at the quay. When these containers are being checked and you see these drugs like tribalism containers, the actual owners of these containers, of this tribalism, they don't show up. They are always saying, "I'm consignee, I just can't forget clear for this person." Yes, you are not there when they practice. They have come to clear a particular container, and they will give you, when you are investigating, they will give you a manifesto that does not include those substances. So what do? When we impound them, we take them to Toku and it is investigated. If there is somebody, definitely if we have exhibits and there is no owner, what we do, we apply to the law officers. They give us a cover to board and report. At the airport, when we intercepted 29.
Do you brief NRA and the courts? All of this.
Yes, everybody's there. The courts give us the certificate, the authority to burn these exhibits in our custody. And recently,
because you have listened to the DG and the commissioner, they say they present this, the whole list is handed over to the police.
Mr. Chairman, the last morning we did like my brother on this side, the NGLA DG was there. The fourth essence was there. Many other people were there.
Mr. IG, please save your breath. The accusations from the Republic and some of us, the MPs, is what we want you to address. That has to do with your police officers. Not doing their job. So forget about all of those accusations.
They are also very important.
Well,
that's where the story starts. If we
listen, let me go to your point.
Honorable
Rogers, thank you. Since I took over in 2022, July 24, up to this time, I have dismissed 5 officers for being in possession of drugs or for facilitating drugs. As I'm sitting here, I have 5 at the discipline court we found them in those places where drugs are taken. So for us as an organization, we have a very strong discipline regulation, which punishes strict measures. We have a zero tolerance to drugs in our institution. So what you see now, these pictures on WhatsApp, which you see now, these are pictures that are just recycled. But we are there to those places, not to go. 9 were dismissed. Some went to, I know 5 of them, they got jail terms, 10 months, 8 months, 1 year, 6 months at the prison. So we have 5 in the queue for dismissal. Then of course the test, we do tests. Our tests have now been challenged in the courts. They have always stood the test of time. As I'm talking to you, when the man is coming from Bo, he's going to sign the reports of level tests we have conducted. All of these suspects are in our custody at Stockholm. If you want to prove, you can go to Stockholm, you find them there. Just when he comes back to me from Bo, he's going to sign them, of course, then take them to law officers for them to just tell us what to charge for. We have the charges we prefer, and then we send to court. But
you have two number that you give us so that we'll be reporting police officers that we see and those cases.
Yes, we have 112. 112 is the toll line.
How effective is that?
Well, it is effective. But in any case, the 112 is there. If you don't get it, there might be some minutes of technical challenges. Honorable Chairman, it's not always toll free line spot. It's not always toll free line spot. But what we are saying is, we are always ready. Each time,
IG, this is Parliament.
Yes, sir.
We are representatives of the people. You have to lie. You know why? We all want to be part of this fight now. If we see your police officers anywhere, there should be an active line where we can call any police and say, come to this site, this person is there, this is what they are doing, this is the people.
Yes.
We just call 112 is emergency.
Sorry, sir. I have 2 zone lines. When I set up.
We want to verify so that let's assume there's a police officer taking drugs.
On our facility, I call 900.
Is it for drugs or general two line?
Well, that one is for specifically to direct the patrol people from wherever I think there is something happening that is affecting the mass of the public. That one is for the police patrol people who to track. We have a tracking system for our patrol people. That is a number for the base station, and every patrol people has a number.
The other two line you give us.
Every two line is always busy. No, everywhere two line is always busy. You have to be lucky to get it.
I only remember this about meeting, please. IG. The allegation is your police officers are part, are aiding. Some of them directly part of the process of taking drugs, some aid in the process, and someone report and lead to them, they release using their own discretion to the embarrassment of the public. Because for instance, if I report the police, as I report a Kush case, and the person goes and returns back immediately, that's just an embarrassment. Then there was no need for me to report. So these are the allegations that have been made.
For me, I take those information, pieces of information as management information.
Thank you.
But for me, each time such a matter is reported to me, I take the very seriously.
Do you want to take notes and do more trainings and meetings with your police officers?
I do that every day. Each time we are meeting at commander's level, one of the things I emphasize is rates and those that is insanity in the conflict.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, honorable members, and our guests. I'm happy for this particular session because we, the women, are crying because we are losing our children. We are losing the hopes of this country. All what we are saying here, even as we sit here, somebody is giving his last breath from Kush. As we are seated here, because I could vividly remember when Mr. Kaikai mentioned at one point that he was taking so many corpses out for burial, and all our youths. Mr. Chairman, the IG, and all other people who are here, we need to break the chain. I am seeing this as a big cartel and syndicate. It's a big cartel and syndicate. Having listening to all the presenters, please let us stop the blame games. Everybody is involved. Everybody is involved. Now we are saying the police, yes. We have listened to his presentation, and he has given us a leeway. If what you are saying here, what you have told us here, is what your people out there are doing, I think we should be seeing a green carpet. You have to do more. Let us break the chain. Our landlord, you know, the bulk of this thing is being placed on the port, but there are other areas that we need to concentrate. That is not the only place, and you have heard from IG, the airport, and other porous areas like the local entrance. Let me give the simplest example. Shenge, the seaport, the local boats play pivotal roles. You have to concentrate And let me, that's why I'm mentioning my own area, Shegen. The police presence is just about 5 people there. And that place is very, very pivotal. People use that boat, people use that passage to go everywhere to bring all the substances. If we really want to fight this cause, we need to break the chain. Let us all come together. And I'm very happy we are all in it together. We are not going to blame games. We are just lawmakers. We are arbitrators. You have the bulk of it. And when we go back to Parliament, we will just say, this is what we have to do. All of us will come together, and thank God we are all in it together. We don't have opposition in this, because this is a common enemy. If it is not you, it is me or my relative, one way or the other. It is not only about those people who are finding jobs because they are not getting job. Now they get so to now they can drink Kush. There are other educated people, police, colleges, doctors. They are part of this. So we need to break the chain. And about NRA, I want to differ from my sister, but she's not here. When she said they don't have to do what? We have to save lives. Even if it takes us how many months, let us take time. And from Mr. Bio, you said if we say we are going to check thoroughly, we will stay there and the huge cry of the public. Let them cry instead of crying bitterly for our children. Let them cry. Let us take time. Say 6 months. Within 6 months, if we really want to fight this cause, let us take this say for 6 months, the first 6 months, and let us see how it works. Whether they will shout or not, but as long as we have fight these menace, and let us have this constitutional collaboration. All these institutions that we are seeing here, including Parliament, the judiciary, the police, let us all come together to fight this cause.
Thank you very much.
We cannot do it alone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think as a member of the Human Rights Committee, we started this discussion with most of the institutions who are here today. And one thing I have sensed is we are still not addressing the issue. As we sit here, we have young people dying. As we sit here, we still have young people in those ghettos taking Kush. And what we've done as government institutions is to blame one another. This is not a solution. And I don't see the solution coming from this set of people we have called. We've just wasted our time today. As we sit here, in fact, when you go to the area where Kush is taken, so differ with the Inspector General of Police, they don't buy Kush in smuggle. They sit in those ghettos, and the areas they take Kush is so easily identified across the country. It's not a place you go to say, outside they sell Kush now. When you go where they sell Kush, you know this is where they sell Kush. And the speed at which we are responding to this Kush situation is so slow. With the first set of police and military officers who were caught on Kush were dismissed almost 2 years ago. At that point, we would have known and noticed there was a problem in our nation. It was only a few days ago when we highlighted the issue in Parliament and we talked about the 7 people who died in one spot. We saw the mass burial, and that is where we are all coming now on board as if we are concerned. This is now when we show as if we are concerned as citizens. Our problem is simple. We have just basic facts. As Mr. Bio has said, I will not give out. If we go to shut every container will delay. Simple. The IGP, let us stop offloading containers at night. So wherever containers go in Western area or any part of the country, let it be offloaded during the day. Secondly, we go to if we want to shut every container, you highlighted a simple issue here. You say even when they capture the drugs and the key, we don't have owners. Let the shut of the containers be done where they are being offloaded. So by the time they are taken to your residence, we know this container is Mr. A's container and it is in Mr. A's residence. The police go there and check before it is being offloaded. Simple. So we give nobody to the custom department and NIA to say we don't have space in the key. You've done due diligence as custom. This container is going to client town. We inform the police go there to shout. Simple.
Thank you very much.
I have not, let me not just land, please. I have not landed. Let me land. Secondly, our problem now is holding centers. I was expecting the Ministry of the CMO to tell us what is the current state of the Kerrytown holding center we used to have. I was not expecting you to come and just tell us the formula and how it is fermented. Now we have the problem. You used to have all the structures for COVID and Ebola. We are expecting, as you come now to tell us, 40% of all those structures that were formed from the chiefdom to the national level will have been reactivated to help the police in combating Kush. But to tell us of how it is being fermented and how all we discuss here is to just how to stop what is coming in. Good. How do we address what is in already? How do we address those who are victims? And the police have just named one person that has been arrested for almost a year now, Bigitel. Ever since Bigitel has been arrested in the East, there is more prevalence of Kush and drug in the East than before. And you have Kush in Lumley, you have Kush in other parts of the Western area, and I can tell you, even in the smallest village in Tawia, in Gambia, there is Kush. So our problem is Kush is not sold in isolated places. They sell them where we know, our police officers know, and I'll tell you, most of the successful raids the police have done in Gambia are raids being done by other police officers that are not within the district. So those within the district who know where the centers are, what are they doing? What are they doing? So for me, Mr. Chairman, let's look out, how do we get the centers? 50 people are in holding center. 300 have been buried. You have more in the streets languishing. If you look at the pictures of just those gathered in Waterloo today, there are more than 300. Where do we take them? This should be the discussion. How do we take them? How do we get way to get the drug out of their body? That's what we should be discussing. Not blaming each other here. And sadly, for members of parliament, maybe you've not noticed this. I went to the Drug Law Enforcement Agency with my team, Human Rights Commission. We noticed the entire NDLA that is to coordinate drugs in Sierra Leone. There are only 12 members of his staff. And they don't even have a bicycle. Yes, sir. Their allocation for a whole year is 1 million. And even that one is not forthcoming. As he sits here, he's just energized because he's fighting Kush and other things. His salary is just as small as that of even a principal in the secondary school. It is demotivating. You cannot fight a serious situation of this having huge money into it, and the agency that is expected to coordinate all of these energetic forces is being demotivated. How do you expect him to go to Waterloo to see those who have been captured on the bike? It is sad.
Thank you. Noted. So we will catapult this one to be discussed.
Thank you.
Yeah, Adam. Pastor. Honorable Reverend, please go ahead. Don't have time, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, my leader. I want to thank all the speakers. My name is Honorable Fatmata Sarah Sokina, the Reverend. That is why I'm interested in this drug issue. I have been fighting Kush for 3 years. I just launched the Saving the Dying Youth last month. And the commissioner for Kush, for drug, I'm sorry. But let me tell you, Kush is the most highest drug in Sierra Leone right now. So I am not even afraid of saying he is the commissioner for that. Government has put him in that position. And he is doing his very best to make sure our kids are out of the street. For 3 years, I've been in most of these communities that take drugs. And I know most of these ghettos and all of these people who sell drugs, most of them, especially in the Wilberforce, Templeton, Bongoton, etc., most of them, Jagema, Lumley, I've been there and I've arrested me and my team. One of my team is Mariam Abio, the paramount chief of Bond's wife. We have been to those places and we have arrested those Kush. We arrest them, we put them in water, wash them away and throw them. Some of them are over 20 million. Some of them are 15 million. We were afraid to do that when we were fighting the Kush in 3 years. But when we launched this program, where our humble servant, Jaffa was there when we are launching, and we are giving that power and mandate to do more. These days, we have arrested over 100 million, me and my team. We arrest the Kush, we wash the Kush and throw it away. Mr. Chairman, I just want to make one statement. That is why I wanted to say something. All of what you are saying here cannot take Kush away from Sierra Leone. All of what you have said, I will bite you again. It will continue to grow. As far as I have been in the fight against Kush, what will stop Kush in Sierra Leone, let me tell you, is a simple statement that stop rape in Sierra Leone. And that statement is coming from His Excellency the President, Julius Maada Bio. And Julius Maada Bio could only make a statement against drugs, against Kush. And we will say bye-bye to Kush in Sierra Leone. It is a policy statement. Let it be a policy statement. The President gives a policy statement, and that policy statement will take us out of Kush. For everybody, those who are selling Kush, they are big funds, let me tell you. They are big funds. And most of us sitting here, we know them. We know them. They are big funds. There are people who the public is calling their names. They cannot comment a bit. But they are big funds. But let me tell you, if His Excellency can make a policy statement, and that policy statement, Kush, bye-bye is
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. I started by saying, when this motion was moved, names have been named, and when you look at the social media. Like the Honorable said, big names, some very influential. So we now listen to Honorable who started the whole discussion in Parliament.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And I want to thank every department agency that made it to this invitation. I want to thank especially the IGP. As a parliament, we need to design a new law for Kush. The punitive measures against Kush should be specific. It should not be general to all laws. It should be Kush specific. And I'm going on record to state that even life imprisonment should be considered at this point. I know it's drastic, but it's necessary. I want to thank the honorable colleague that just spoke before me. Section 29B and F is clear about the proclamation of a health emergency. Mr. CMO, I appreciate the fact that you talked about prevalence, incidents, and you spoke a lot about the epidemiology. But this goes beyond that. When rape was declared a public health or public emergency, we did not wait for the prevalence of rape. And indeed, it has to come from the topmost office. The message should come from the president. We are losing a lot of Sierra Leoneans, a lot of young people. Nobody cannot point at the person that they've not known before they started taking Kush, and now they became victim of Kush. So we have to be law specific. Indeed, we should not be pointing fingers. No, we should be fighting this fight in the Sierra Leone way. We should be going after the labs. We know where the labs are. We need information on those labs. The police should be asking those questions. You should be asking the question, where are the labs? Let's go after the labs. That is one. Secondly, the Kush epidemic has hit a lot of families. You spoke about community policing. Let the community be empowered. Even if there should be a reward for pointing where the labs are. Let's go to the source. Let's go to the source. The last time, the other day, I was thinking about how we started the fight against corruption. In that fight, we talked about unexplained wealth. Unexplained wealth. Unexplained wealth should also be factored into the equation. In societies that have fought against drugs, for example, in the United States, cocaine was prevalent, but then came crack cocaine. And when crack cocaine came, there were specific laws against crack cocaine. That is why it is important and the law for Kush be different than all the laws about the other substances. Indeed, we want to talk about tramadol, we want to talk about cannabis, but today we don't want to talk about those things. We're not encouraging them, but we want to talk about Kush, and the fight should be against Kush. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Honorable from Kainau.
Good afternoon, all.
All right, I know say most of most of that don't tire, but we'll get for the listen, no? We'll get for the listen to politicians them because now they already know when they lie pawi how for able for take sense for attack the future. Because it's interesting now that most of the things that they don't talk so right now where they put them on an archive, and any other time now we'll come back to them things and see waiting we can do with regards that one day. So please, I know say una don't vex, but una no need for vex. Our leaders, then our politicians, them we get for listen, take the sense out of the nonsense the way they talk, and then comic match ready and they put together. All right, so we can take few calls and just tell me what do you hear and what do you think. You know, if we really serious about the fight against Kush, or if they really don't know how they think that they camp, or if they not sabi the names them at all, or then just want for prevent the names then they as usual. And I want for please tell us say by God in power tomorrow. We see say Madabio want for punish Lara Telopias for ion corrupt acts. What do I mean? Because of the corruption, when Madabio don't put on pan good one, it don't already instruct the court for let them take action now against Lara Telopias. Well, we watch and see if the court it could take that kind of idle decision and they just like how this corrupt man don't they put things them in place for make sure say he enrich himself. And waiting at the time for say basically, you know, all of the things them that the courts all look into all of the things them nothing not there against Lara Telopias. The only one side say Lara Telopias come up and Madabio, he go ask about receipts. Now the problem now and indeed them able for proof say this receipt now forged receipts. Well, the question now why Lara for do that one day? According to top government officials them, that in a FTI, Lara one capside the bongo of Madabio. So we only wait for see waiting the outcome of that particular judgment they go talek. So we still wait for let we able for see wait everything go talek. But join me tomorrow as we get beaucoup things where we'll go discuss on that day. But for now, why are they sleep? I go sleep when I not sleep it. It's not possible. I will take 1 minute call and just tell me what I think. If this government really, you know, as them they claim for beef, then serious about the fight against this Kush. The line open for you for calling add your voice inside the program. Your line open for you for add your voice inside the program. So please, you can call and add your voice inside the program if at all you get anything where you want for add. If not that. If not, I think we can just say, okay, let us all just go and rest. I don't know what I think go. But I wait in the next 5 minutes. Let's see if call go cancel at all. Let me able for discuss waiting they happen with regards to all of them things here. And also not boring thing this. So we know they take boku call at all. We just want to get few people in concern or then comment on this particular thing. Yeah. So I know we'll sleep. I'll deal with tuna. And they see all of una comment. Even sister admin don't call me. They ask me several questions done. Can you imagine? Muhammad legally Cole say no one has come with come up with a strategy on how to combat this drug menace to our society. Neither the police nor the port guys or general, speakers in this meeting are these officials ready to fight that Kush drug menace in Sierra Leone? I think this is not the big question we say they ask us as you don't know. So because from what me see, they just can't keep comping no more. They just can't keep pumping. But I don't regret that we play them, and I don't regret that we all listen them. We were there for listening them. I'm pretty sure say it nice for we able for sit down and listen to some of them things there so at times, yeah. So I get more 3 minutes for go. If any call not come inside, it means say, okay, let's just see. Sorry about that. Sorry. All right, so I get 3 more minutes. If call not come inside, then I know say we know they. I think I may make mistake just now. Okay, so now the line open for you for call and open the line, then I'll give you that time. Sorry about that. Yeah, so let me see if we get few calls that we will take before ever I go now and go ready for come back for the program what we call Coolres. Okay. Someone was talking about unexplained wealth. Unexplained wealth. Mother they don't say unexplained wealth day. Francis Ben Kelfala no say day, but they're not going to take action at all. They're not going to take action. All right. So let's wait and see what he go like. One person way now amongst the first people them will be actually win money now. Yeah? We don't find it don't finally it's supposed for them getting money today. Finally. So I'm pretty sure. Let's just see. Okay, let's just see if I can reach on to this person quick whilst we wait. As we wait for see what thing they happen, let's just listen this song quickly. We in a big fool. Yeah, so big fool. Let's just see quickly.
Watch this country fine, so big fool. Big man put entire, so big fool. Look at with him we get lipstick, so big fool. This nation gone down, so big fool. BSc, MSc, PhD, then so big fool. The one they will look at this country, so big fool. And then same one they spoil this country, so big fool.
Alright, so one person be always complain saying not get the money. As I call her right now, but you know they pick. I don't know. This time in the problem they go to person, it be actually, very difficult to forget. But anytime they call, I don't give me money, I don't give me money. To not send money for you where actually confirm saying that your number. They don't give me number now, they don't send the money, but even text feedback system, I don't receive the money, not do. And then when they call them back, they pick. But it always they come for tell we say not get money. Anyway, we'll go on the line. Welcome to the show caller. Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, they call from where, my dear.
Okay.
Them picking and they do.
Thank God, are you safe?
Yeah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, that unexplained words, let them go after it. Because some man will get money, will not know how the money they come out. Let them go after the one the way they know say that where they be make where they be talk about culture, they give around some say they give so amount to people the way show side the people then they. So let them give amount back to people there, where they go show that then they bring the drugs then. Let them put amount down. Yeah.
Okay.
Then Sudan they all know what thing they go on. But God will punish them from generation yet unborn. How then they had like people there. When they go create people there here. Who saw na care they go na only God sabi. Oh, I sick na me belle yesterday, but yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, Mama.
You're welcome.
All right, we just take 1 minute and make a quick one for let we able for see waiting people and get for say just for let we all get where I will communicate quick one inside the program. As always, welcome to the show caller. Your name and inside the call form. You get 1 minute.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. My brother, you see them guys say, then just a joke with people as if people don't understand. Because this issue, including even the opposition, this is why the other day, we will go hard with the opposition leader. I'm so happy. Because imagine, how do you hold government responsible? Would they expect, say, after the war, we will grow during the war, we know after the war, we even rule. We're not even get the episode of drugs there. But then say nobody expects say when people in the Sam then the young boys from the bush and stuff with the expect some of them calamities there. But imagine these days now when we don't even forget about the war for years back now. Only for more to get a government where don't come put itself into drugs. The drugs don't become rampant. And then they don't become a meeting and go keep them up. They don't see what's in the mechanism where they bring. They know. This guy say no, this hierarchy people they know. Instead when they go all the way over there, they go ask them, and they go creep and they violate the human rights there. The authority they stomach, they look people, they take the law into their hands. Them kind behavior they are. Police and don't be me.
All right.
If you go pick Portugal like say you go they take Kush, you can't go
Thank
Who does that? He can tell you how the salon don't become lawless.
Thank you very much.
We don't get government, my brother.
God bless
This
you.
is not the government too. We sad. Thank you very much, my brother.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll take a few more calls. Quick one. Yeah. Okay, so that person where don't tell me that this is the last time. We'll never forget contact with that person there. For the Kush, that one where say the Roman imposting from Kush, you can contact Sister Admin. You know, if you know the person, thank you very much. We're not able to forget to contact with you at all. Welcome to the show, caller. Your name and where you call from.
Yeah. Well, good evening.
Good evening.
At this house, yeah.
Thank God that you said go ahead. You're on the platform.
Thank God. Straight to the point. You know, this Kush business here, I don't think really these people are ready for fight against them because there's time we don't pass all they understand say the second gentleman says in hand inside.
Good question. All right. Thank you very, very, very much. Okay. So we go on the line again and take another call quickly. Welcome to the show, caller. Your name and where you call from. Caller, you live on the platform. Your name and where you call from. Sir, welcome, sir. Thank God. Okay, go ahead. All right, thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you. Hello. Welcome to the show, caller. Your name and said call from. Hello, caller. Hello. Okay, we go on the line and take another one. Welcome to the show, caller. Your name and where you call from. All right, go ahead. Get the platform. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's unfortunate for what happened to Leone, really. I mean, for make the drug section get 12 staff, and they don't even get bicycle.
Go ahead, we'll get you.
They don't even get bicycle. They don't even get nothing for work with.
Okay, not listen to you. Okay, that's not the problem. If you listen to yourself, it'll delay, so you get yourself tormented or confused. How about the line right now? The internet. I'm sorry. The volume not okay now. Please, now just tell me if the volume not okay. I'm pretty sure yes, it's not okay now. I'm pretty sure it's not okay now. So let's go again on the line. Welcome to the show, caller. Your name and where you call from.
Yes. Yeah, good morning from down under.
Okay, good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, it's sad we had they say the one building being charged for fed drugs. They're not getting nothing for fed drugs. And then the sad way we me feel say important, don't they talk about on explain wealth. And then this young man, we maybe not know him for very long time, honorable, Umfakoma, Umfa make a very salient point. You understand? We talk about say if they want first Kush, therefore make a specific legislation for me. Then they believe say if they do that, and that the best way for go, we then go able to eradicate Kush. He say therefore focus on Kush only. I believe say that the way that we picking and not jumping at that place. If they able, I believe say based on the experience in America, and I make it talk them thing and I believe say that the right way that they then forgo the government for poor money, don't then forgo after.
All right.
Anybody who involved.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. Sorry, una forgive me. I just want to make a quick. At least let me just discuss. We don't listen some kind boring but interesting. But no, not too boring but interesting. Boring but informative. Some well, not even get information. What I will say, boring but anyway. We all listen to this here. So let's just converse now. Let's just talk a little bit. Welcome to the show, caller. Your name and where you come from. Caller, reduce the volume of your set today live.
Yes. Boss. So yeah. For me, you did not say this country not serious. I call from Freetown.
Yes. All right, go ahead.
You don't say this country serious about for fight this Kush thing. I take 2 points here. One, that the area of the just that they always say, what's they take Kush, not to secret. What's my if you go to Mango right now, you see them all. We don't need all these things. Just because what they say. The one that we don't do inside all the lock fed down the force. You know, go to Botomango right now, you see them there right now. Every junction where you go, you see them thing in the day. Just police enough for Fed Kush. Just police enough. But you see the thing, you see policeman, soldier man, them back now, the very, very, very put them back in it. Probably inside the uniform them. They take the same drugs. So they're not even serious. Not just lip service they do, just to go talk, big talk there, you know. It doesn't make sense.
All right, thank you very much. All right, we'll go on the line again and take another call quickly. Welcome to the show, caller. Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I call from England.
All right, go ahead, get it.
That way I see only was now joking, now concert, now joking in the joke. Now joking in the joke. Now money that want make party to make the whole get back through. Is it every time I talk? Is it not the president for talk? And the president for talk? The policy statement. Now joking in the joke. You just waste your sleep. The brother joking in the joke. And what to make it looks expensive? Now we then tighten them back. Now sensitive, civil sensitive, is not they prove serious. Civil education about the bad thing, about the thing them. There's a little talk serious. Now just play in the mind, play at the place. Well then I take my kid talk me, but I'll leave you.
Thank you.
Let me go sleep.
Okay. Thank you, I'm a comedian there. Welcome to the show, caller. Your name and where you call from?
Hello. Yeah, brother. Good evening. How you do?
Thank God, are you safe?
Thank you very much for your time. My man, make them fast forward.
Okay.
This Kush business, you listen where that mommy they talk, where they emphasize. From afar, you're gonna see people in the inside that same home they way. Because the mommy wants to see the reality, they're not happy about it. Secondly, what you could be one for justify about sport authority. It is clear. For me, I make a say this not just first time. After 1 month, just know you are back here. This Kush business they die. Then go bring another subject.
Okay.
They don't begin to say it's about we want lights, which is fine, but I mean nothing they would ever be the address. Early on, we all know when I don't talk on this program terms without number, say this thing they come out of hand. Why now not they know but so at least when we don't get the heads up, all our people in we don't give government heads up how this thing they have it.
Thank you very much.
But then nobody, no stupid, nobody me go attest say we don't get heads up about this. Couple of months then me go. Me go tell everybody now clear where they listen me, where they hear me from afar.
All right. They're not ready. Then just the car for them see they no more, say they don't talk. Thank you very much.
Government understand very well waiting a Kush, who side they pass, and how the deal they go on.
All right. Thank you, my brother. God bless you. All right, so I'll take 5 more calls for wrap up quickly. But before I take that 5 more calls, please, when I listen this one, a very much sorrowful but interesting. Listen this one.
Hey, we are done it sorry. Hey, we are done it sorry. Let's go under Jesus to do. Madaka ut kushan salon. Madaka ut kushan salon. Madaka ut kushan salon. For can like we life today. Madaka wood kushna salon. Jule jalo kushna salon. Jule jalo out kushna salon. For can this story life then today. Hey, we are done it sorry. Hey, we are done it sorry. Hey, we are done it sorry. So wonders Jesus did do.
Okay, so this not just simple message. It's very simple. It's very simple. I just pretty sure we will look at and and see how best we can for add more things to that. But just too unique the message. Very simple. Now the names than this, but they don't have a caller. Welcome to the show, caller. Your name and where the call from?
The brother from Weird.
Welcome, sir. You get the platform,
Good
sir.
evening. Yeah. I say me advice that to young brothers the way they imbalance with brothers then this Kush not to they will get for imbalance them man and they go make them man and they left. The one day with the cow the tin. Now then they forget rid of let them go then go fet now the one with the cow eating. Before then they fet the one with the smoker. So I'm not sure this good don't know. So that's my own contribution and no more.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll go on the line again. I'll take 4 more calls. Welcome to the show, caller. Your name and where the call from?
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I did do well.
Okay.
Now Barry from Weird.
Hey, Barry, long time. I'm Madam Mubarak.
Yeah. Same to you, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Bro, them guy they're not really serious for this Kush issue. To be honest, I dey remember the year where APC be got Karuna Kenema newly. That time the Kenema be don't become boost bad zone. For like person work herself now do 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you know they get mine. Then they kill you. But what you reading? Now the main people them, the one way then they head the WhatsApp then they click there. Now then you go for. What the small one then see say, the one way then they up, then they pass so far. Then back they left. But if you they follow the way they bar eater, they left the way they counter. The way they make the money out of her. Maybe because of yourself they get the money. How you go able to solve the issue? Because you never bought a 2 boku for like you able to hold them all. You have a whole few, but you know go able to hold all. But you know go up. Just because of simply because of their hands then did it. Then Sabi bought the thing. So this Kush business you now we no more get for come out and say no to them. But if we say our government, we dey wait for. To be honest, Kush not ready.
Thank you very much, my brother. God bless you. All right, we take almost three more calls.
Done it sorry.
3 more calls.
Hey, we are done it sorry. Hey, we are done it sorry. Let's go on that Jesus to do. Madaka with Kushna Salo.
Oh yeah,
Madaka with Kushna Salo.
Madaka with Kushna Salon. They don't come now for car lucky young one. Julia don't come with Kushna Salon. Julia don't come with Kushna Salon. Julia don't come with Kushna Salon. I say don't forget
this story life then today. Hey, we are done it sorry.
Yeah, hey, they want to kill we all now. Hey, they want to kill we all now. That's so wonder, mother they do. Now go on the line and take another call quickly. Welcome to the show, caller. Your name and where the call from. Please reduce the volume of your set and let me go. Yes, welcome. Reduce the volume of your set. Reduce it quickly.
Yeah, this Kush business all they talk about. Mother be and Julia Jalona, they carry this Kushna salon for we. So I ain't go stop. Instead of the all brothers, then they all we picking and at least say, let them come up and Kush. Then where they sell and then where they carry into, let them still within themselves today. Let them stop themselves for carrying in this country. As soon as they stop for carrying in this country, we brother they stop for smoker. Like we so like me what they talk to you so me small brother he don't come on and safe now they not treat now. They not treat me brother and picking on talk no day. Today we get 2 cases where they Sankoro area where 2 die pande. If they not stop for seller, they not stop for car winter. How Kush business go down as salon papa?
All right, thank you very much.
Done?
Big question, and then we need for answer for we say for citizens. Thank you very much. Where Guinea, some parts then are Guinea, we not get lights. The Guineans then take them up. And now the junta leader don't sack the head of the electricity waiting. So this system of Salomon, when I love pray to God, yes, my Lord pray, let God help me. But you get for back come up with action. Yeah? So let me listen this again. Oh yeah, Mother, you don't do one for me. Mother, you don't do one for me. I so wonder, Mother, they do.
Madaka with Kushna Salon.
Say again.
Madaka with Kushna Salon.
Yeah, Madaka with Kushna Salon. For come and kill the young people them.
Madaka with Kushna Salon.
Say it again.
Jule Jalo Kushna Salon.
Say it again.
Jule Jalo out Kushna Salon.
For come and kill the young people them. I say, Mother don't do one again. Mother don't care about the young one. Mother just care about him pocket and how we for they go and fly no more. I'll take another call quickly. Welcome to the show, caller. Your name and where you call from?
Yeah. Grandpa, how you do?
Thank God, Mama.
I've
drink water, it's not easy.
This picking business so sad, man. Look how girl picking up. Oh God. Now it's in this salon. Then people here they go sit down, they clown there, they sit down, they talk, say that they go. I don't know. They just go find the side for sit down, forget fun and make. There is nothing good out of this thing. Then they got nothing that they come out of that. Nothing because they know the source of the Kush. They know. They know. Now they go now, them community assist advantage, but the one they will not get, instead of me they go track, decide where the Kush they come out. They know the roots of the Kush. They know. When you see the big man of the police sit down, you look confused like Mother Leone and the president of the country. This government, the one that always vote for this government, they go for answer to God. This particular human being, this is not a human being, in fact. Mother Leone beast this.
All right.
This is not supposed to be. This is a disgrace that we country.
Big one for that matter.
Disgrace that we country. This is a disgrace that we country. This is so sad. I swear to God. This is so sad.
Take what I drink and rest, yeah? Sorry about that. Thank you very much. I'll take 2 more calls. But before that, let me go again. Oh, yeah, so.
Hey, we are done it so.
Madam.
Hey, we are
don't
done
do
it
one back. So good, she don't have it.
Madaka with Kushna Salon.
Sing it again.
Madaka with Kushna Salon.
Talk again.
Madaka with Kushna Salon.
For Kamalaki, the young people them.
Madaka with Kushna Salon.
Sing it again.
Jule Jalo Kushna Salon.
Yeah,
Jule Jalo Kushna Salon.
For Kamalaki, the young people there. Madabi, no care for we. Jule Jalo, no care for we. All waiting, then here for now. So that's fly and then bucket. Now take another call quickly inside the program. Welcome to the show, caller. Your name and where you call from? Caller, you live. You need the volume of your set. You live. Go ahead.
Okay, it's in the pair.
Sir?
Hello?
Yes, sir. You live, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. But this girl here always sing this music here. To God, tomorrow, when I go check for her next tomorrow, I doubt if you go there alive.
Oh, God.
They go don't send somebody for go kill her straight. The day tomorrow, this no go there alive again. They go don't put somebody in a lodge, the lion for go kill him. So I full one. When I check for her no more, next week if when I check for her, this no go there alive again. I know the good job of this government.
Yeah, no.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll take one last call, but before I take that again, hey, Madabio.
Hey, we are done it sorry.
Hey, don't do one again. So Kush, Madabio, don't count it.
Madaka with Kushna Salon.
Waiting sister.
Madaka with Kushna Salon.
Waiting government.
Madaka with Kushna Salon.
For Kamala, kill the young people, them. Hiya.
Madaka with Kushna Salon.
Sing it again.
Jule Jalo Kushna Salon.
Sing it again.
Jule Jalo out Kushna Salon.
For Kamala, kill the young people there. Madabio, no care for we. All waiting, care for now. Now you fly any pocket. Then they destroy winners alone. I'll take the last call quickly. The last call inside the program. The last call. Quickly, the last call inside the program. Yes, this is not the last call inside the program. Welcome to the show, caller. Your name and where you call from, please.
Hello, Sangapir.
Yes, you're live on the platform. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
Praise God. Go ahead. Get the platform.
Good. How they call? from London, concerned citizen.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, just watching the show, and I'm touched, and I'm very emotional right now. But it's just so sad. It's extremely sad. You know, it's heart-wrenching, and what can we say? You know. Anyway, getting to the point, the mass burial ceremony is open. You know, there's a massive ritual going. There's a lot of blood sacrifice, you know, going. But we will continue for pray.
Amen.
And as for
Amen.
the Kush, it's such a shame. You know, these people, we vote them in.
All right.
And then look, pain for render we own nation. We own picking them. We generation them from render them useless.
Ah, well.
Shame on them.
Shame on them. And shame on some of we self when able for fight up. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Shame on them and shame on we.
Thank you very
but
much.
But not hold tight. Let's
Thank
continue to believe. You know, time to feed the clock. Yeah?
All right, thank you.
Thank
Who side we go now? Who side them born with them pepper we? Then the pepper we with cayenne pepper. I said then the pepper we. Yeah, who side we go now? Waiting we go do now. Who side them born with them pepper we? Hey man. Then the pepper we with cayenne pepper. Okay, one more time. I'm not taking a call again. Sorry about that. Let's just listen to this with sister again. Yeah, let's with sister again.
Hey, we are done it so.
Come on.
Hey,
you don't do one make it. Now so Kush, my dad don't carry it. In sister, they in the business. In woman, they in the business. Talk government official there all day. In this Kush business, for Kiwi. Singer.
Madaka wood Kushna salon.
Sing it again.
Jule Jalo Kudna salon.
Sing it again.
Jule Jalo out Kushna salon.
For Kamalaki with the young one. They just care about their lifeline no more. How they go put pockets for me? How for this try we your nation? Mother be your not here for we. Alpha side we don't talk to my sister, no worry. If we don't talk and say Mother be the one they are lacking that they no more care about, you know? And they basically they destroy the nation right now. That's what they talk about. So we don't span the longer boring conversation I don't put for now. Plus we don't go over 3 hours. So I think say it's about time for we take a break and a bit small break no more. I just get 3 hours for rest. And then when we come back, for let me discuss waiting here for do it in Couriers. Not forget for joining me 10 a.m. this morning for the program Couriers. And this evening time, by the grace of God, I hope I'm very much equipped for talk about how Madabio don't legalize corruption. Madabio say, we big man thief. Maybe when I don't understand it, he don't tell me we big man thief. They're not for doing anything because a big man. If you go after him, go find out what you're not supposed to see. You see him, now fitier then call him, and then they take action against anybody where that they happen to. That is why you see Francis Ben Kelfala don't totally go mute on their areas and the way it comes for big man business. Yeah. So, but you not gonna understand what they talk about. Join with this net. This type of program we had on YouTube and on Facebook. Thanks be to God, we bought our way na TTP. Done the recover faster. So we thank God. I'm pretty sure say. Gigi Snow, I not say today or tomorrow, but Gigi Snow, it will join me in the fight because this fight no is you. As it is so right now, they load, it didn't have aid. You know, a fine way, all man they doing, you know, man they talk, all man they talk, all man they talk. Many ants make light work. So TTP, get well soon, my brother. We they expect for let you come up and begin for discuss the different issues them. When they take a leave, I'm sorry you don't disappoint you today. We're not able to give this money. Time don't go, and I need to go rest now. Sorry about that. So join you again tomorrow, and Usa will give the money. I'm pretty sure by tomorrow, I don't know, so we'll give 4 people them. Yeah, I don't know, but same. They are begging not turn this country to Kush Republic. I beg you not talk so they go pull we. Yeah, they go pull we bad one. Okay, so at the left one again with this one. Until then, me na Sembepe, the freedom fighter. Sing it again.
Hey, we are done it so Hey, we are done it so
Na so Kush no more mother can wait.
Madaka
will
would Kushna
trouble. In my able to take your
salon.
me. It just
Madaka
with
with
Kush
Kushna
no more.
salon.
So then go
For car like we
benefit
like
themselves.
today. Madaka with Kushna salon.
Sing it for me.
Jule Jalo Kushna salon.
Sing it again.
Jule Jalo out Kushna salon.
Now
For
so
can this story like them
Kush
today.
no more than
Hey,
just
we are done this song.
Oh yeah, Mother be on the again. Just let
Hey, we are
her
done
go
this song.
again. And just think
So
how it's Kush
wonderful.
for